Wagwan Reggae fans, how are you guys doing today? As you know, Ryan LFC, first time going live, talk about voice on the Ryan LFC channel. A special guest on the channel. Palmer, how are you doing today?
Yes, bro. There, thanks for the invite, man. Connected between me to retirement, but we're looking forward for this for a long time. The Reggae Boys and the Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifiers coming up, so it's just a lot of excitement now. This team is so good.
Yes, most definitely, my brother. Exciting time right now for the Jamaican fans and the Reggae Boys fans, and super excited. So let us see what the Reggae Boys going to do this summer in America with the Gold Cup. What you feel about the Gold Cup coming up?
Well, as I said, this is the best chance we have had, because this squad, not comparing it to other squads in the region, but other squads in the past, is the best squad we have had. Because they look at 98 squad, they look at the 2010 squad coming up. This squad by far, technical ability, speed, physicality, all areas are checked here. It's the best goalkeeper we have had, best defense, best midfield technically, forward, all of that. So right now, to me, see it, we have this to lose. We cannot throw it away. But right now is the best chance we have of winning the Gold Cup. And we know that we're capable, because we got two back-to-back finals, we got semi-finals, so we can do it. We're at that level.
Of course, 2017, 2015 runners up in the Gold Cup. We hear that a lot of rumor that Mexico, USA not going to bring them strong team to the Gold Cup, and let's hope Theodore Whitmore bring him strong team and put on the Mexico and the USA and the Canada. And many people not paying attention to 80 one of our rivals. So that's going to be tough. But we are here. I was super excited. But the JFF make some announcement on the female side. They have some very good match coming up against United States. They have against Portugal. I think they have Nigeria. I think Brazil. I'm not sure, but don't too quote me on that. But the JFF doing them best, both for the senior team and the senior team for the women national team. So that's great. How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, about the JFF, I think we as YouTube bloggers at times tend to not give the JFF enough credit for what they've done, because even though it might seem that a lot of power struggle behind the scenes, they've been getting results. The rankings about women and men have been going up. Even Bonisha, which I follow, one of the reggae girls, she's highly ranked by ESPN, ranked in the top 30 in the world. So, and she's a good striker. Yeah, other female, the brand of the reggae girls has come so far in the last years. They have a social media presence, and they just on the media forum, they are as marketable as the guys, and that's rare in female sports to have women as marketable as men. And even for the reggae boys, just the administration attracting these caliber players says a lot. They might be slow, but it says a lot of the administration to get these quality players coming in full. So I think,
Definitely.
yeah, man, they have their weaknesses, but I think we have to give them credit where credit is due. What was it, Ryan?
Yeah, we have to give them some credit, especially these two great game we get in the international coming up in next month. Normally international break, Jamaica would have one game. This time we're going
Mm-hmm.
to have two good opponents. Japan in the top 30. Serbia is not a bad team, and we all know when Jamaica Japan in the World Cup 98, we know that one go. So Theodore Whitmore, the manager for this team at this moment now. So we have a little bit of experience beating this Japan team, but it's going to be tough. And let us see what's going to happen in this two friendly. I think this is the right step the JFF make, especially the nation has been crying out for not getting a lot of they're not getting a lot of international friendly, and to see us get two at this moment. Two very good opponents. That simply means the JFF is doing some work behind the scene, and we have to give them a lot of credit. And let us see if they can continue doing the right stuff going forward. And we see they start out the player them contract, everything looking good. And when the player them get called up, the 25 or the 30-man squad, now the player them have to prove to the Jamaican fans, say, listen, everything is okay now. Money, contract, everything solved. We just need to go and play some very good football coming up.
Yeah, my thoughts about getting the friendlies. These friendlies are on. These friendlies are on. Can can only learn from them. Can only learn from them. Can grow from them. This Japan team is not the 98 Japan team that we beat. Japan has come a far way in football. They have been consistently going to the World Cup. With that being said, though, you know, this squad that we have is a better squad than Japan squad. Japan only have like two recognizable players. They have Taki Minamino, that was your boy, and I think it's Kubo. But the Japan program, the football program in Japan, is superior to the one in Jamaica because they beat our under 21s the other day because they don't get as much friendlies. So this would be a good practice match, a good warm up to face a team like Japan that has structure. Japan is like the Mexico of Asia. They have a lot of structure. Program, they have a professional league, J1 league, where you have the likes of Iniesta playing and a lot of top ballers that pass just over their prime. So they have a good league, they have a good team, they have a good system, good coaching. So don't expect it to be the inexperienced Japan of 1998. But yes, I think we will overcome Japan and Serbia because they're on similar levels. We have Mitrovic and a lot of international Premier League caliber footballers playing for Serbia. But as I'm saying, with the team that we have, we should be able to get good results in these matches. At least one win, probably an next draw and another. That's what I expect. At least one win.
Definitely.
No defeats.
Serbia is a good team, man. Serbia is a good team. Japan is a good team, man. What is so funny about Japan? 98 World Cup. Since 98 World Cup, Japan has been in every single World Cup. Can you believe it? Jamaica defeat Japan. And since 98 World Cup, the Reggae Boyz haven't qualified for a World
Yeah,
Cup.
because you have to look at it. You have to look at it this way too, Ryan. When they get the World Cup in 2002, that was the World Cup after 98. When they get the World Cup, what happened? They get a lot of infrastructure. So when they get these stadiums, this attention on football now, they can grow it faster. So when they get a World Cup, a team like Japan will qualify from Asia easier because Japan, Korea, and South Korea that got the World Cup, they are the two top teams in Asia. China now investing in their league, but Japan will always come out of their zone versus a Jamaica we have to come up against Mexico and USA that have a better league structure. So all of those things factor in why they have this long running success as well.
But different from that, still they're producing some very good player coming to Europe. Yes, they have some good structure, but they continue producing good player. Yes, Jamaica produce some good player too, but when you look at it still, you're right, Palmer. It has been very tough for Jamaica to qualify for the World Cup, especially we have United States, the Mexico, the Canada, the Honduras, the Haiti. These are teams much better than enough of the team them in Asia. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true because in the last qualifier that Japan had, they give a team a 14-0. That does not mean CONCACAF. If teams getting 14-0 in CONCACAF, they're normally territories like Cayman or Turks and Caicos or Montserrat. Japan can dominate the Asian Confederation very easily because giving a team 14 in a World Cup qualifier, that's not a serious qualification effort. So just to show you the disparity between the confederations. CONCACAF is a very difficult league. It's physical. It's more physical than the Premier League and Championship. The Costa Ricans and the Central Americans play very dirty. So versus the Asians, a lot of Asian countries don't have the structural development, as I said, Japan and the World Cup experience. But in CONCACAF, almost all the big octagonal teams have a World Cup experience. Haiti going to the World Cup already, Costa Rica, Honduras, Mexico, USA, all of them have World Cup experience. Other teams in Asia have never been to the World Cup.
Definitely. And in the CONCACAF, it's very tough for Jamaica, especially away from home. You know what I mean? We have Costa Rica where Jamaica haven't win away, Honduras haven't win away, Panama haven't win away from home. So in CONCACAF, it's really, really tough to get away win. And this is what Jamaica have to get. They have to get that experience. The Gold Cup going to be good. Away from home, we have to win some very good game. Well, we need to win game away from home if we want to qualify for the World Cup.
Yeah, and that's just the culture we're saying, the culture of the Central Americans, because they make it very difficult for you when you go over their territory. They have hooligans that people just follow the bus. Some of them carry them buckle touch. They must say all type of thing, all type of slurs. They might carry in the racism, all different type of things to put you off. They might come to hotels in the night and make up whole heap of night so you can't even sleep before your match. So things like that, the atmosphere in the stadium, the energy where they carry, it's like when them come to the office is a similar thing. You get intimidated by the surrounding, but that's a good thing when having a coach like Tapa Whitmore versus a foreign coach, because he would be able to walk the players through what it is like going through, especially the new players, what it is like going to a Mexico, going to a Honduras, going to a Costa Rica, what to expect, how you cope with it. So that's one of the benefits of having someone like Tapa Whitmore at the head.
Most definitely. Tapa would definitely talk to the guys and talk to the players them and bring them through this difficult time where they are. Do you think no fans away against a Panama, Costa Rica will help this Jamaican team?
Well, that's gonna be hard. No, I mean away fans in terms of Jamaicans traveling.
Yeah, because
it will be. Go ahead.
Because recently when we play against the Costa Rica, the Panama, the Honduras, they have some hooligan fans who make it really difficult for team to come at home, at them home to win. So I haven't seen Jamaica winning a lot of games. Are it going to be this thing for Jamaica too?
It will be. It depends on the scenario, because it should be easier that they have the restrictions now. You can't really get around certain way because of the COVID restrictions. Unless that change, it will have a lesser effect on the players. But that is not only fans, it's the only thing with away advantage, because, for example, a place like Mexico, you have altitude to deal with, which is a different home advantage away from the fans altogether, because the Mexicans are able to cope with their altitude adjustment versus a Jamaican that we're at low altitude versus Mexico City, where the Azteca is. So they have other factors in the place. Some field might be smaller. Some you might have an inclined person can get a better understanding to cope with their own field. So it's not only hooliganism, which might be reduced now that you have a lot of restrictions in the pandemic, but that might change over the course of the summer as well. So we can never know. But it will have an effect on them, the away and home. But looking at the Premier League, you see a lot of big teams, like your team, not to show any banter, but your team doesn't have that fortress that it once had because of the absence of fans. So it will play a role, but there are other factors in place as well.
Most definitely. But the big thing we come here to talk about, what is the Reggae Boyz best 11 and how we're going to do this, Palmer. I'm not going to involve Mikel Antoni. Some of these players do not have them Jamaican passport. Do you agree with me?
Yes, I agree with you. I didn't really have him in my 11 because of that other reasons. Yes. I agree with that, because you don't know if they will show for Jamaica either. So
most definitely,
the official 11 have to be 11 of people that are already capped for Jamaica, or already declared their interest for playing for Jamaica.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Reggae Boyz fans, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share the video. Share the stream. You know what I mean? It's very important. Once you join, hit the like button for me. A lot of people has been saying Mikel Antoni thing confirm. Until I see Mikel Antoni passport, I get him in the process to get him Jamaican passport. So I'm not sure if he have it. I'm not sure. I don't want to put out information that I don't know. You understand? But let's jump into it. First and
before we run into the 11, my thing about Mikel Antoni, let me just state why I'm not really included in mine. It's not really that it don't turn out yet. issue with Anton is a very good player, excellent player, one of the best that we can call upon. But as I said, CONCACAF is a rough region and is very injury prone. So having him start week in, week out, it's gonna be rough in CONCACAF, trust me. But moving on to 11. What you said, I should pick my 11 after you're gonna start it.
What we're going to do, we're going to list out the 3 goalkeeper where we're fighting for this spot. We have Andre Blake, we have Amal Knight, we have Jaden White, and we have Andre Blake. No doubt about that. We have Andre Blake back in goal for the Reggae Boyz in between the stick. One of the best goalkeeper in MLS and one of the best goalkeeper in CONCACAF. Guys, I don't want you guys to come at me. He's one of the best. I'm not saying he's the best because clearly you have the United States goalkeeper that keeper Manchester City and you have Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper play for Costa Rica, Navas. Andre Blake is one of the best goalkeeper in the region. So for me, I have to have Andre Blake in the team. Who will you go with?
Andre Blake easily, bro, because apart from Kayla Navas, which is obviously a class above everyone else in the region, Andre Blake to me is a better keeper technically than Zach Stefan, because even the errors where Zach Stefan making the FA Cup, what is he doing so far off his line and those things? He's a second chance inexperienced goalkeeper. Andre Blake would have been a great keeper in the Premier League. They can discover him just like how my club Chelsea discovered Edward Mendy. He's that quality keeper. He's been doing some amazing stuff. Andre Blake, and he's the captain of this at the team as well, so he has to start.
And one more thing, guys, before we move from Andre Blake. Andre Blake, Crystal Palace bid for Andre Blake a couple years ago. One reason why Andre Blake didn't move to the Premier League because of Jamaica at the time. They didn't in the top 50. Now Jamaica sit 45. Can you believe it, guys? 45 Jamaica sit at this moment. If Jamaica can beat this Japan team and beat Serbia, we're going to go up more in the ranking. You understand? So it's best for the Jamaica national team, for the player them to continue stay in the top 50. That's the only way they're going to get big contract in England.
Yeah, because they can get the work permit easier that way though.
Most definitely, yes, but yes, I'm going with at centre back. You know, we have a lot of centre back, and
yeah,
it's very, very tough at this moment. You know, you have Damian Lowe, you have one of the best centre back in the championship. Pinnock, listen, this is what we want in this Reggae Boyz team. We want competition, and our last Gold Cup, this is where Jamaica have been weak in for a long time, centre back. And Damian Lowe, for me, pick him spot. I don't know who I'm going to partner with, but he has to play in this team. Because Damian Lowe have experience with, because you have to look at it this way. Damian Lowe have experience and have a very good relationship with Andre Blake.
I agree with you totally, Ryan. And to me, Damian Lowe walk into this side easily. Not only for that, because he is also a core member of the team. He understands the system as well. Because I hear that Ethan Pinnock is a very highly rated defender, but he don't understand the system of type of player yet. It doesn't gel in the system. And based off of my opinion of what I've seen playing for Jamaica, he's not ready to take Damian Lowe out of the team as yet. So me, I would pair Damian Lowe and Liam Moore. That's my centre back pairing. I'm not sure if I agree with that, but I would put Damian Lowe starting with Liam Moore centre back.
Listen, bro. I agree with you 100%. This is a very good partnership. Reason why I say this is a very good partnership, because I have Liam Moore and Damian Lowe. They are very good with the ball at their feet. You know what I mean? Liam Moore is a little bit short. No. Damian Lowe, tall, and he have physical. He can play with the ball at his feet. He can do a lot of stuff. So that's a very good partnership.
Yeah.
So I agree with you that. So let's go left back.
Left back. all statesman I'm going the same way.
Hold on, just a second. Just a second. Just a second. We have to have this in mind, right? Before we go to taxi. Will Damian Lowe in this team because of that league team? Do you think the JFF will punish him?
I think based off of the tone of the administration and the tone of Damian Lowe, based off of my opinion, I think they have worked it over and put a bit of ego aside. The tone when we hear coming from them, it seems as if they have worked everything out so far. They agree to the terms of the contract. And that was just a mistake on both parties because that shouldn't be out in the public like that. And we as fans should understand that they are humans as well. So we need to just forgive them and just try to move past that. I think Damon Lowe will get called up for these friendlies and will get called up for the World Cup. So I think we should try to make that just go past, stay in the past because I think the players have moved on already.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I totally agree with Damian Lowe, but you don't know. We don't know.
I don't know.
JFF have in mind our stuff and all of these stuff. But yeah, let's move on to the left back.
All right, we have a lot of good left back. I like what I saw from Greg Lee. It looked like a very good competition for Taxi, but Taxi haven't done anything wrong playing for Jamaica, in my opinion, as yet. Taxi has scored some great goals, free kick goals for us over the years. Taxi is one of the most experienced old-field players playing for Jamaica right now. So Taxi, to me, is a starter in my best 11 right now. I don't know if you have any other views on that, but apart from Greg Lee that's pushing him closely, Taxi starts easily for the Reggae Boyz for me. What you say, Ryan?
Listen, man, Taxi, my boy Taxi Kemar, Taxi Lawrence, speeding down the wing. A lot of experience, have over 50 cap for the Reggae Boyz national team. And this is what we love about this Jamaican team. This is why we're calling for the JFF to do the right stuff because we have some key players. We leave out the last international break. So, player like Taxi, Damian Lowe, Andre Blake, it's important to mix this English-based team. And I think this is the right batch. That's why Theodore Whitmore have one of the best squad in CONCACAF.
Bro, to me, it's easier for us.
When you look at this, go for it.
It's easier for us to go to the World Cup than not to go to the World Cup right now. Only good thing I can see throwing away this is just the negligence and the JFF part or the players part because we have the quality. I'm sure about it. It's easier for us to go than not to go to the World Cup right now.
Definitely. But Kemar Taxi Lawrence at left back. We agree with that. Basically, I don't know if you look at my paper or I look at your paper, but
bro,
basically...
You know that I can't read mine and I can't look at the paper, but we can see it on the field and we're thinking, great minds think alike, we're thinking the same.
All right. So I hope Theodore Whitmore think alike like us. Okay? So, all right. Let's move on to the right back.
All right, right back.
Let me go first. You go for the last one. I am going with you know, you have the veteran Mariappa. And Mariappa is one of my favorite Jamaican players. I really like Mariappa. You have the experience, 33 at this moment, going to need Mariappa in this team. Said we, he's not going to be able to play every single match, 90 minutes. But when you're leading, like the last 10 minutes, like the last 20 minutes, want to do the right stuff to lock up shop. He's a very good player to bring off the bench and have that experience because international football, you need experience in the team. And this is why going to beat the United States, they do not have a lot of experience in the team. When it comes to crunch time, let us see how United States come up because they are very good player, they're talented, they have some of the best youngsters in CONCACAF, but do they have the experience? We will know when World Cup come around. Because that last Mexico team, that last United States that beat Jamaica have a full squad team. They don't give us 4-1. You agree with that?
with Mariappa, I agree with a lot of what you said, but I wouldn't choose Mariappa as my starting 11 right back. I would choose Alvas.
No, I'm
Why I
not.
would choose Alvas?
I choose
Oh.
Alvas, but I'm just saying, he's a very
Yeah, man, I agree what I said. I agree what I said. The experience of Jamaican team, overcoming the US in the pressure situations. Of course, I agree. That's why I pick a person like Taxi because Taxi know what it's like to score extra time free kick and all of that. Maria Pau know how to march at the line, know when to fall back, when to make runs, how to organize the defense. I agree with that. And it's important to be in the squad as well. But sometimes, Ryan, your legs still I know that a lot of the work is in your brain and the field, but you still have the legs to run. Alvas with those spacey wingers, we need a person like Alvas to track them back. Alvas is a very experienced player also. This guy has been with the Reggae Boyz since when I'm not quite sure, but at least from 2015, Alvas has been with the Reggae Boyz. So he's a very experienced player as well. So we wouldn't drop a lot by having Alvas, but we gain a lot by having the physicality and the pace of Alvas. So they can be used interchangeably, but I will use Alvas for my starting level. But I'll agree with what you're saying, Ryan. Not here in the mic. Not in the mic.
Totally agree with you, Palmer.
Yeah.
100% agree with you. Alvas Paul has been in the team for a long time. He have a lot of experience, Gold Cup experience, World Cup qualified, been there, done that. But viewers, make sure you hit the like button, share the video. I will give you guys a chance to call in. I will drop the link soon. Soon as possible, I will drop the link. So bear with me, guys. Any one of you guys want to come on, I will give you guys an opportunity. But me and Palmer just matching up something. So you guys can just stick around a little bit. I will drop the link soon. So yeah, let's get back to it, Palmer.
Yeah.
In the midfield, this is where it get kind of tricky.
Yeah. What's your formation?
My formation
can be different.
My formation is 4-3-3. That's my formation.
Oh. I
think that's the
4-3-3
best.
this time.
I think that's the best we should. We should not use two all in midfield. Depends on the team we're playing against.
Yeah, but it depends. But talking about the best 11 right now, I don't see a whole midfielder right now that would make my 11 still. But go with your 4-3-3. Start the first central midfielder.
I have in the mid Shield in the back. I have Daniel Johnson, Preston midfielder. I love what I see from him. He break up the play. He can start it. He's a very good left footer. I have Daniel Johnson sit in front of the back four, protected.
All right. Well, I'm going with a 4-2-2-2. I can call it 4-2-4. I can call it 4-4-2. But I have two central midfielders screening my back line, my defense. I have Daniel Johnson, as what you said, for the same reasons, because I was impressed on his debut and partnering him, not necessarily in the whole in midfield, but they can carry the ball out from the back. Ravel Mars and Daniel Johnson. I think that's a good midfield partnership right there to pivot from the defense to the attack. That's what I would start up my midfield with.
Well,
what do you think about that?
The thing is now, we know Ravel make him debut for Jamaica. Ravel have some issue. I don't know if he's going to sort out that when the Gold Cup come around. I don't think Ravel can travel to America because of certain personal thing with the law in the UK. So I don't know. I'm not sure, guys. That's what I get. I don't know if I'm going to get him paper in time to play in the Gold Cup. But I still have Ravel Morrissey in this midfield. As I said, Palmer, Daniel Johnson with the left foot, screaming the back. Two very good players, comfortable on the ball. We're going to bring the ball and start the attack. But what I go with, 3 in the midfield. So Ravel Morrissey on the right hand side, on the left hand side, he's very good. He's comfortable with both feet. So for me, I have Ravel Morrissey and something about the I think the club in play for. Let us see.
I don't think he's playing at a club right
Bristol.
now.
No, not Ravel Morrissey. I'm not playing for a club. Bristol. Casey Palmer.
If we can't get to bring right now, we can't get to bring Ravel. I'll put Casey right in that spot. But yeah, That's a decent midfield there, but I'll just interchange him and Rafael in that spot for my team. Reason why? Because my formation different from yours. Not that I wouldn't use him in just that my formation different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a very good pick as well. But instead of having that, my formation on the right midfield, I have Jamal Low on the right midfield because of the pace and his technicality. So running the right channel, I would have Jamal over there, and on the left, I'll have Leon Bailey. Right midfielder, Jamal Low, left midfielder, Leon Bailey. That gives us a lot of width, a lot of pace down the flanks. They can cross the ball in as well. So that's how I set up my midfield right there. And then I have an attacking midfielder right in the middle of Jamalo and Leon Bailey, which is Bobby Reed. So I'm gonna have one spot left in my squad, and that's forward. And I'll let you finish off your midfield before I tell you who that is.
Okay, for me, this is my forward. I have Bobby Reed, I have Leon Bailey, and I have Shamal Nichols up top.
Okay, that look good, man. That's a good looking. That's
Guys,
a good looking.
This is
I can work with that.
Guys, this is my preferred. This is my preferred. So I don't want you guys to kill me down in the comment section. This is what I prefer. I think Shamal Nichols, he have the height. He have Andre Gray, is a very good player too.
Yeah.
He's a very good player, and he has been shown that in the last game for Jamaica, the one game in play, him have assist. You know, the team blessed with a lot of talent. So who are you going with for your foul?
Shamar Boza Nicholson is one of my favorite baller. I love watching him play for Jamaica Love School, but I just think the experience factor and the consistency of Kemar Roof would give the team more confidence in certain situations, because Shamar Nicholson remind me of that target man striker that doesn't score frequent goals, but they might score important goals. But I think Kemar Roof will give us a consistency up front that, you know, that every time you get the ball at him foot, you know, put it away in a certain way. So I would just work with Kemar Roof, but we have so much options there. We have Shamar Nicholson, good option there. We have, if we get some other strikers that we don't want to name, if they come in, we have good options as well. We have a lot of players, Junior Fleming, the youngsters, we won't really start them in our 11, but all of them can fit in. But right now, the man that I would stick in front of the goal is Kimaru, for the reason that I named. Experience. And he has a good campaign as well, you know, Brian. He's a good campaign.
Yes, with the Rangers.
With the Rangers, yeah. So for that, the experience that he have, and for the quality when you have Shamar Nicholson have the attributes, but they don't reach that level of experience as yet. And we can't have a person that experience sitting on the bench most of the time, in my opinion. But Reggae Boyz are same way still.
Yeah, Maria Shamal because for various reasons. He's from my community and my next door neighbor and my good friend. So I have to have a little bit of favorite thing. Everybody have a little bit of favorite thing. But I understand it's going to be tough for Shamal. He haven't been consistent this season. Like when we say consistent, he put in some very good performance because I checked in performance, but in front of goal, he missed a lot of opportunity. But this is what you want from a striker. Whenever they get a lot of chance, the greatest thing is still getting chance. That simply means, excuse me guys, he find himself at the right place. So when a striker do that, like a Timo Werner, many people would say Timo Werner bad, but he's a quality player. He arrive when he see striker get a lot of chance. It's just a matter of time to put the ball in the back of the net.
Exactly, bro. And that's the difference between Roof and Nicholson. It's not a matter of technique, it's just experience, because to know what to do in the position. Although I know that they're different type of players, they play differently, but when Shamar has the amount of experience that the likes of Kemar Roof and Mikel Antonio has, he'll be put in the goals as frequently as them, if not even more, because Shamar Nicholson is faster, more physical than them. So as soon as he get that level of experience, that level of composure, he will be doing the numbers. But right now, the year before the World Cup, we need to qualify. Not saying that Shamar can't bring us across the line, but I would use them interchangeably. But Roof will have to start for me if he's in the squad right now.
Definitely. So, once Roof can get him documents and everything, I totally agree with you on that one. So guys, I'm going to drop the link for you guys to come and challenge us. Who do you will take out of our starting level? I want you guys to click the link. I'm going to drop it now so you guys can give your opinion on your level because we do it for the fans, right, Palmer?
Yeah, man, for real, man. So, Ryan, let me ask you, why you drop Jamalo out of your side, even though he scored in the last match and his performance so consistent nowadays? Let me hear what you think about that. Or maybe I just didn't remember him.
I remember him because I nearly have 35 player right down on this. So I
Okay.
have him, I remember him. I don't have Mariappa, one of my favorite player, but as I said,
It's the squad is good, man. So you have to left out some people. It's just that because Hector one of my favorite baller, but right now it's hard for you make the Jamaica side here because him just not consistently keeping up the good performances that he had even last season. So it's gonna be tough for him to make it for me to justify making it over somebody else. But some people have to get left out. So we have to get
have
left
to,
out.
have to.
Man like Matax just sad, but they're not really ready for this level right now. Maybe fall off a bit, but I don't see some people coming back into the fold right now still. But because we have 30 people in the squad, we might see some of these fringe players. But right now, some people won't touch the field. Some people that we love and some people that we used to. So
Yeah, definitely. I totally agree with that. So guys, I dropped the link so you guys can come on challenge us. What do you guys think about both of us level? What would you guys change? Or you guys have a different any weather? You can call in Demo, you can call in Ricky, you can call in. Big up to every one of you guys in the chat. Shamal, big up yourself, man. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Love the support, Shamal. Yeah.
and Jamie saying Peter Lee should be in the squad. We're not talking about the squad, we're just talking about who is the best 11 right now. A lot of them are going to be in the squad. Because all the players in the squad that call up for Jamaica, you have to be at a quality to be called up for your national team. You have to be at a high level to be called up for your national team. You have to have skills, technique. It's not just anybody that just call up off the street. So Peter Lee, of course, he is good enough to be in the squad. He's good enough to even start some matches. But when you're talking about the best 11, if you have to play Mexico tomorrow or US tomorrow, if you have to win one match, the last match, if you lose this match, I don't go through. We're talking about that level. When you have to have 1 11 you're starting with, you have to have confidence in that 11 to say, yes, you put this 11 on the field, this 11 is experienced enough. This 11 is so good that if they start off and they go a goal down, they can respond. So all of those things, which experience has to play a factor in as well. So all of that is
Definitely.
in.
What see a comment because Palmer is a man who always back the JFF.
We need to talk about JFF plan for our next level.
Yeah.
I'm not really saying about the JFF, Ryan. What I'm saying is that we have to point out the positive as well. We have to point out when they're doing things, because if I am doing things and getting results and you don't highlight the result, you only highlight the negative, you can also demotivate people by doing that. I know they get paid and public servant get paid, but teachers get paid, teachers still want to get happy teachers there and get teachers they present as well. So when I see the JFF getting the boys into the top 50 and the JFF finding sponsorship at the local Premier League and all of that, if you see the JFF rolling out grassroots program, which none can go on now because we're in a pandemic. So you have to look at those things as well, because I know that grassroots program happening in Jamaica. We have schoolboy programs, which that is ISA, but JFF they're doing things. They're getting players from overseas as well. So planning for next is not a part of the JFF to see what they're saying. But to me, my ultimate plan would be developing the infrastructure in terms of the fields and the grassroots. That's the most important thing for football national development. Pitches, surfaces, and the youth program, to me, in my opinion.
Yo, what's your name, my brother? Welcome to the Ryan LFC show.
What's going on? My name is Clutch.
Clutch. Welcome, Clutch.
Welcome,
How are
Clutch.
you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you very much for calling, man. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Oh yeah, man. Welcome to the panel, coach. Yeah, we're just saying that the JFF in terms of planning, I just think we have to focus more on the youth development and the development of our infrastructure. The talent will grow when that come in, and seeking sponsorship stuff like that is just to have the right minds around the organization, and all that will fall in place.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, are there any more questions in the comment section?
No, no more question. But Clutch, what you have to say about you catch it our combine our best 11?
No, I just actually came on. I didn't hear everything else before.
So what is your best 11?
My
for the
best
Reggae
11
Boyz?
of
Yeah,
current players or including the incoming players?
including the incoming player who have their Jamaican passport.
Right. So for me on the left wing, I would probably have Jamal Lowe. Striker would have to be, since you said only those who have their passport, I guess for now would be Nicholson. On the right, I would have Bailey. In the midfield, I would go with Ravel, DJ, and Bobby. Left back, Taxi. The two center backs would have to be Moore and Lowe. Right back would have to be either Harding or Powell. I'm not sure what Powell's status is right now. And of course, Blake as the keeper.
Clutch. What if I tell you that me and Ryan have the same 11? And Ryan accused me of copying up his paper. But if three of us can see this without sharing this before, the coaching staff must can see this. This is evidence on the field. So much people cannot be telling the same lie like that just out of the blue. So yeah, it's a very good 11. Obviously, we agree because we have a very similar 11 to your 11.
Yeah. I'm not sure why sometimes, we see some questionable decisions being made.
Yeah, because if I'm matter of fact, me and you have the same 11 for the exception of instead of Shaman Nicholson, which is a very good striker, but that me and Ryan were debating that yes, he is a top tier striker, but I would put Roof just for the experience. For the experience.
You see, the thing is, Roof doesn't have his passport. That's why I didn't include him.
Yeah, I understand it. But I heard that he started the process, so that's why I put him in there. But Shaman Nicholson, for those that have the passport, will be easy because he scored twice against the US last year. So very good top striker. One of my favorite players at Reggae Boyz as well.
Right.
Just a second. Davis in the background, you have to connect your mic before I can add you. It won't allow me to add it to the stream. Davis, you're in the background, so you have to connect your mic first, please. You go ahead.
You were saying, Clutch?
I'm not saying anything.
So what you feel, Clutch? What you feel about the this team? What is your goal for the Reggae Boyz to do in the Gold Cup?
All right. So for me, anything less than a semifinal appearance is a failure. I mean, we have to build on what we've been doing so far. We've been making the final. So I mean, the next step is to win it. Anything less is not good enough for me.
Palmer, you agree with that?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the semi-final. Right now, where I see it is the final. I would upset if they don't make the final, but right now, if we don't make the final, to me, we have a failed campaign with all the resources that we have in terms of human personnel. If we don't make at least the final, if we lose to a Mexico or US, if we lose to a Mexico or US in the final, I will upset it and I will be okay with it. But right now, we've been to the final too much time. We have to progress. If we don't win, there's no progress. And if there's no progress, there's no work done.
And the thing is, Mexico and USA are bringing B teams. So, I mean, this is really the only chance to really say that we're like the favorites.
Yeah. The thing with Mexico, I'm not sure if Raul Jimenez is fit enough. And even if Mexico or US bring a so-called B team, the level wouldn't drop as much as we would think because a Mexico B team has beaten Jamaica before. We have these players that use in the Mexican system, Mexican style of football. They will bounce the ball around any other team the way they used to. A player like Chicharito won't be on the level that he was on. So if he starts for Mexico instead of Raul Jimenez, we should have it even easier. We have a lot of good quality players like Diego Lainez, Chucky Lozano play for Mexico, but right now, you can't look at Mexico to say A team or B team because Mexico will bring a similar quality regardless. So if we don't come with our A team and our A plan, it doesn't matter if it's a Mexico B or C team, similar to USA, because the last time we played USA, they said that was a B team, and that was not a B team. They didn't have two players. They didn't have Weston McKennie and somebody else, but that doesn't mean it's a B team. All these players are playing professional football. They've been coached by the same coach, and a lot of them are on professional salaries. So you can't look at it to say they're bringing in A team and B team. A lot of the times, what they do, they might start an under 23 team and call it a B team, but Pulisic under 23, during under 23. So that doesn't mean it doesn't have the same quality as the so-called A team.
Right, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, that sports. Welcome to the channel, my brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, man. I'm up on the work right now, but just want to come in and chime in on a few things, you know. I posted my best 11 based on players that currently have Jamaican passport and are eligible already to play in the Gold Cup. So if you take a look in the comment section, I'm playing with two players that you guys really don't have in neither your 11s, and that is Liam Moore. I'm playing with him at right back. Reason why, because Lowe and Pinnock, I have them at center back. We cannot have three players that perform at their peak in defense, and we're gonna leave out one of those players. So I think Tapa should try to find a way to integrate three of those players in the team, even if he has to play a back three players. So what's your thoughts on that?
But
Well, okay, I take your point. I hear what you're saying, but I was thinking, is Liam Moore a better right back than a person like Alvas, especially in CONCACAF? Because you also have to factor in what we were saying as well in terms of the experiences within the region. Alvas has been doing this for a long period of time. I agree that if he's competent at right back, we can use him as an option, but will he improve on the level of Alvas' sport? But I take your point. I hear what you're saying. To have Ethan Pinnock and leave him out would be like a waste. But based on what I've seen in the last month, I didn't know him. I know a lot about him from before, but I hear that he's a good defender. I wouldn't be opposed, but he has to prove himself more to me in the Reggae Boyz colors. That's all I will say on that part.
All right. Also, check this out too. Alvis Powell, where is he playing currently?
Nowhere.
Exactly. So he's not in form and he's not fit. Unless he's playing regular before that Gold Cup, I think we should go with someone who's playing regular ball right now and fit in order to take us on a consistent run throughout that Gold Cup.
makes sense. It makes sense.
Right. So my second point, like I said, I'm at work. I'm driving to my next appointment. So my second point is in that central defensive midfield role. We know players are coming in, working on documents and all that, and being contacted by the JFF. However, those players aren't yet available for the Gold Cup selection, as far as we know. That's in the public eye. So with what we have right now, I know a lot of people not going to agree, and I'm going to get some bashing for it, but Tapa is big on trust and commitment and loyalty. And the player that I believe Tapa is going to start in the central defensive midfield role is Michael Hector. But the player that I would want to see in the central defensive midfield role is Kevin Lambert. Thoughts?
Okay, I hear what you're saying. They make a very solid point.
Oh.
My issue with Hector, is that Hector is one of my favorite footballers. I've been following Hector for a long time. He did a lot of things for Jamaica. He make a lot of mistakes as well. It's a long highlight reel. But what I saw from Hector in the last match, and even in this season, early part of the Premier League season, is slow and he's not tracking back as he used to. He's good in the air, but he will pass us. Trust me, he will pass us. The speed of the Central Americans, even Costa Rican team that we hear that is old, they're coming with so much pace that, trust me, because of his unwillingness to run back, it will pass us. And Hector is one of my favorites. So hearing that from me, which is a long-time Hector supporter, I don't think he's a wise choice because of his defensive attitude towards tracking back.
I think Hector always have a mistake in him. That's why I don't really trust Hector. And at this level, playing international football, the least little mistake he make can cause the team. Look at the 2015 Gold Cup. He switch off. So for me, Hector at this level is a key player, but he playing in the Premier League. You cannot continue to make these silly mistake and lock off, and he just need one chance for the team to score. But Jamaica Young say, what if Michael Antonio is available? Would you start him?
Of course.
I think most of the panel will definitely. But we have Demo J. Welcome to the channel, Demo J.
Yo, what's up? What's up, boss? Big up to the panelists, big up to everybody watching. All right, so I'm literally at my desk right now, so I'm just a tea for the start. Two things, or maybe three. The first thing is really quick. A lot of people seem to be downplaying this Japan team. And I don't understand why, because I think Japan has lost probably just one game from about 7 or 8 of them last games, and they've been playing really well. So a lot of people have high hopes of Jamaica beating Japan, and I can't see why the hype, just because we're getting in a lot of players, because this Japan team is clicking and they're playing really, really good football. So that's the point one. Point two is why is everybody leaving out Andre Gray? Like, for me, Andre Gray was one of the standout performers against the US team, even though we lost the game, and people just threw him to the bench just like that. What's the point with that? Andre Gray is a good hold-up play for the system of Jamaica use. He holds up the ball really well and brings everybody into play. So why are we just throwing him away just like that?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But
Shamal do that much better though.
No. He doesn't do that much better. Don't do that.
Shamal do that much better.
Andre Gray has been doing that in the Premier League, and he has been doing it in the Championship, and he came and he did it for Jamaica. So he did it at a higher level, and he's doing it for Jamaica. He doesn't. Shaman Nicholson doesn't do that better.
Demo.
Okay, well, let me say something.
Okay. Who is this speaking?
It's David.
David. Welcome, David. Go for it.
All right, yeah, so on Andre Gray.
David, just a second before I adjust these comments. Just a second. I want to adjust a few of these comments. So, my brother.
Ryan.
Yeah.
You hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing it.
Okay. No, I was just telling that I got a call. You know that I'm still busy at the shop and thing, but says how would you select Nicholson over Roos? That's totally biased. No, he was explaining that he just have to use his bias for his friend, but he was just making a joke.
No. That's what happened. Remember, me explain why I use Shaman Nichols. Not because I am a big fan of Shaman Nichols and one of my, someone who grew up with and stuff. Because Kemar Roof have him documents. If Kemar Roof have him documents, he's a quality player. You understand? But we cannot underestimate what Shaman Nichols said. That nice, man. Guys, you have to mute or something now. That's annoying to other people. Listen. You understand, Palmer? I'm not saying, but probably Campbell didn't know what he would have to say on that stage. Go for it, Davis. You were talking before. I got you.
About Andre Gray. So I think Nicholson is a better striker. I'm not being biased at all. I think he actually is the better striker. Andre Gray hasn't been good at all this season. He hasn't been prolific at all. He hasn't been good at all for Watford. He hasn't really contributed to anything other than a couple of goals. So, and Nicholson has proven himself. He was one of the best players from the stretch of 2017 all the way up to 2020 for this national team, all the way up to now, actually. And so I feel like I would start him first over Andre Gray. But if, for example, an Antonio or a Roof came, I would start either of them over him.
Totally agree with you. Demo, what you have to say about that?
All right, so we're saying that Shamar Nicholson is a better striker for Jamaica than Andre Gray. That's what we're saying right now.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you this question. What's Andre Gray's statistics this season?
Regardless, I think he has like 2 goals this season. No, but,
Yeah, that's true.
why are we laughing? Andre Gray is obviously playing at a higher level than Shamar Nichols,
I
so it's
mean,
very hard
okay,
to play in the championship. So if you're
Andre Gray,
comparing
yeah, but
whatever, what league is Shamar Nichols playing in?
okay, he's playing in the Belgian league, which is close. It's
Exactly.
close.
That's a
It's
good
close.
league.
It's close. But I'm gonna
No,
say that.
That's
Demo,
a
Demo,
good
Demo.
league, bro.
you're
Demo, bless up.
crazy.
I never really hear if a company the panel still. All right, Andre Gray. To me, what I'm seeing,
Hold on,
him
just a
look.
second. Just a second. Demo saying Belgium, the top Belgium league is Bush League.
No, it's
Kevin
not.
De
No.
Bruyne, Ramen
Wait.
Lukaku.
Let me just
Just a
tell
second.
what's his name again? Palmer.
Palmer.
So my
Yeah.
premise is we are leaving
Mhm.
Andre Gray out of the team after having one of the standout performances for against US the other day. I thought
Hmm.
he held the
Yeah,
ball
but
up
what
pretty
about?
well. He got people in
No,
place
Demo, we're
pretty
not saying
well.
out of the team,
Okay,
we're
but
saying out of the
yeah,
starting 11. We're
Yes,
not saying out of the team.
but
yeah,
we're
okay,
basing
but
it. Are we doing this 11 for the Japan game and the other game, or just
for like,
generally?
yeah,
Well,
Gen-
it's really about the Gold Cup and the World Cup qualifiers. So we're talking about actually the best 11 in facing our toughest opponents.
Okay, all
What
right.
I'm
So,
seeing from
mhm.
Andre Gray, I know that he has a lot of experience. What I'm talking about, choosing an Andre Gray versus a Kimar Roof. I understand they have similar experience, but Kimar Roof would be a more technical, a more lethal finisher to me. I wouldn't say
absolutely.
he's less experienced than Shamar Nicholson, but if I have to choose between Nicholson and Gray, I would choose Nicholson for the fact that Nicholson would give us more goals than Andre Gray. But Roof would give us more goals and experience. So what Roof would do is combine the output of both players in terms of experience and goals. So that's why I went with Roof. That's just
Yeah.
my side of it.
Okay. Well, I mean, I just think Nicholson, like you say, Gray was one of the stand-up performers, but against the USA. But Nicholson has been a stand-up performer for every game he's played for Jamaica. 18 games, all 18 games. And so I feel like that can't be, brushed under the table, right? So
True.
I think he should start for sure.
Yeah, but we're gonna put away Nicholson if Antonio comes, right? I'm sure all of us are gonna play Antonio instead of Nichols.
Yeah, he'd
Of
be
Yeah,
on the
course.
because
bench, of course.
he's Demo. Listen, Demo. How we're looking at it and we're basing at it. We're looking at it and who is on farm, who has been do well. Because when you look at it, Andre Gray, he only played one good game for Jamaica. Shaman Nicholson, game after game, good game for Jamaica. Score important goal. Yes, miss a lot of chance, but if it's boiled down to Andre Gray and Shaman Nicholson, I would shout Shaman Nicholson because overall, as a better footballer, it's
No,
Shaman
you're
Nicholson.
picking because of your friend, brother.
Right.
No,
Can I
No,
no.
say
When
something?
when we come
No,
in here, so
no,
me come in
no.
here. So you see, Nicholson, last year, Nicholson scored and won against America in a friendly. He didn't start the match in the Gold Cup against America and they sub him on and he scored. So you have to factor in all of those things. I would just banter around. This guy deserves his place in playing for Jamaica right now. And
Yeah,
if it hadn't been for the influx of British players, we wouldn't even having this argument. He
All
was
right.
easily the best striker we had. Now we're bringing all these big name strikers. Yes, he had to fight for him place, but to say just because Andre Gray had once playing the Premier League is a better striker than Shamar, it's disingenuous because
yeah,
Shamar Nicholson can get a big move next year and be in the Premier League while Gray is in the Championship. And that
right.
time we would be saying that, oh, easily he should start over him because he's in the Premier League getting results.
Yeah, I
Shamar
mean,
Nicholson has been scoring not frequently but consistently for his club. So I
yeah,
think
What
he would
what
yeah,
do
start.
you call
that's true.
consistently? You see, when I think gonna understand, I think gonna just a reason this based off of bias. None of the
hold on,
players that
just a
we're
second,
mentioning
Demo.
right
How
now
many
have
goals
reached
Shaman
double
Nicholson have
figures.
this season?
Well, I know him have 9 goals this season, the same as
Oh,
Mikel Antonio. And Andre Gray has 4. None of these players have had double figures goal for them club. So all in
Okay,
acting
but
like
that's not
Nicholson has been
necessarily
prolific.
okay. Hold on.
He's not been
If
prolific. No, you
okay, but
mentioned that Jamaica, he's been good. Andre Gray has played 1 game for Jamaica, and I'm sure he was the one who assisted the goal He
he
hold up
was.
the play and he played a true pass to get the goal. So he played well for the one game he played. Why are we now just throwing him out of the thing and using Shamar Nicholson because we're saying that he's been prolific for the club when he's just scored 9 goals?
Okay,
Andre Gay,
well, I
he
mean,
has scored 4 goals for
okay,
Watford this
but
season.
going back to your point about goals, if you take in a deeper look at it, I mean, you look at the minutes they play, etc. I mean, because a player can, the statistics can say 12 games, and the
He's
player could
played
have one
33
goal, but
games,
he could have
bro.
played.
33 games.
Yeah, I know. And he's played a lot of minutes too, so you could include that. You could include him starting, um, the oppositions he's faced. So there's a lot more to it. You can't just say that alone and then pretty much go off of that alone. But what I'm just trying to say is that we're not throwing him under the table. Nicholson is the better
No, no.
option overall.
No one
Yeah,
is
I
saying
mean,
that.
yeah, no one's saying that. And until Andre Gray does something amazing at club level or international level, Nicholson is a starter.
So what about Never Orgel?
Orgel hasn't scored more than one goal this season.
Well, he does the same thing as Andre Gray to me, holds the ball and releases players.
hmm Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure of his chances of making the 23-man squad. And I feel Andre Gray does what he does more. Um,
He's not the striker for me, by chance, but I'm just saying because of the topic we are at with the Nicholson and the Andre Gray.
mhm,
Argyle basically does the same as Andre Gray.
mhm.
Bro, we are seriously not comparing Argyle to Andre Gray right now. Like, when
No,
you taking
I
this
agree
thing
with
really
you
at hand,
there,
we really
Demo.
taking
I
this
agree with
thing
you
at
not comparing Argue to Andre Gray, but with Nicholson give us something different, a different type of directness. He can marshal the front line. He's more physical, even in the air, than Andre Gray. He can take long shots because some of the goals that he scored long shots. I watched this guy playing against some good clubs in Belgium, and trust me, the defenses are afraid of him. Andre Gray, to me, I've been watching him. To me, he's has gained a lot of weight. He's not moving as fast as he used to move. He's a technical
you saw
player.
It's
Andre
He,
true.
he
Gray
has
in
a
the
lot of flair. He's
Jamaica
a
game.
technical player. He can
You,
play even behind the striker, but from what I'm seeing,
you
from
saw
what
him in
I'm
the
seeing,
Jamaica game?
Nicholson is a better version of Andre Gray.
Well, I
Yeah,
know.
but did you
Yeah,
watch him in
and
the
Demo,
Jamaica
Demo,
game against
Demo,
USA?
Demo, you're based off of one game for
N-
Jamaica.
yeah,
Shaman Nikich has been.
but
Demo,
he's played one game, so what do you mean?
just just a
yeah, I
second.
know he's played one game. Nicholson has played 18. He's proved
Demo,
himself way more. He's the better player. Why would you choose Andre
Demo,
Gray over one
Demo,
game over Nicholson? That's what we're trying
Demo.
to ask you.
All right, so I'm
As
saying to you, based off of the experience of watching Andre Gray in the Premier League, seeing him in the Championship this season, sure
Yeah.
he's not been prolific, but neither has been Nicholson in his league, which is a lower league for me. He hasn't
Okay.
been prolific either. And then the one game that he has got for Jamaica, he had an assist, and he was a standout player for that game for Jamaica. I'm saying you cannot just then take him out when you're going to select your 11, take him out of the team after performing so well for Jamaica in the one game that he has played. That's all I'm saying.
Jamaica, all right,
so
wait, Demo, put it in context. Jamaica lost that match
But
4-1. Put it in context, right? He was
yeah,
leading the
the
line.
team
He
lost,
played
but that
he
doesn't mean he
What look
played
now?
badly. The team lost. He played
the
well.
whole team. But listen, he's leading the line, Demo. Hold on, Demo. He's leading the line, right? When Nicholson lead the line, he got the results that he had desired. He scored. He didn't
Bro,
assist it,
bro, bro,
As a
bro.
target man,
Team,
he scored. It's a different technique
bro,
than having someone play off you.
team get
I agree that
results.
But
his
everyone is talking
attributes may
about
work.
um
Go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
I agree that his attribute
everyone is
may work in
talking
a
about
different scenario.
uh,
But Nicholson, he has more drive and more hunger to me when coming up
All
against
right,
these.
so let me ask you some questions. So you think Nicholson holds up the ball better than Andre Gray?
It's not necessarily about hold up, but what I'm
No,
telling
no,
you
no.
is
I know.
that
I'm just asking specific stuff. That's one. You think he
no, I'm
holds up
not
the
saying
ball?
that. They're two
Okay.
different type of players.
You think he finishes better than Andre Gray?
of
Nicholson,
course,
of
Yeah.
course I think so.
of course
Of
he
course I think
does.
so.
So he's a better
Because
finisher than
finishing
Andre Gray.
finishing is not only about technique in terms of dribbling past someone and getting a fine touch. It's about power and accuracy as well, you know. So there are different type of players, Demo. That's just what I'm saying, you know. There are different type of players. So you might play him against a different opposition. Not to say that one is better than one, but I have more confidence in Nicholson from what I'm seeing. That's all I'm saying, you know. From what I've seen playing for the Reggae Boyz, I have more confidence in putting Nicholson up front right now.
What the
as I see.
Who said the championship is a low
So,
league?
what about
But the Belgian league is not a low league.
So you think the Belgian league is higher than the championship, which is
I think they're at the same level. I think they're
on the same level as well.
You guys are joking, bro. Honestly, you guys are joking right
You
now.
think wait, hold on. You think the championship
is level than the Belgian league, boss?
How many people from the championship can play in the Champions League? Teams from Belgium can qualify to play in the Champions League. So I don't really get your argument there.
The level
different
of
leagues.
football in the championship is better than the level of football that is played in Belgium. Not about qualifying for the championship. It depends on what country you're playing in your league can qualify. That not say the Premier League are the teams that qualify for the Champions League because they're in England. That's the top level. The championship is right below that. So how are championship teams supposed to qualify?
When you look at it, Demo, the Belgian league is what produced the Belgian national team. All these quality players that come up through the Belgian system and get big transfer. Remember, Leon Bailey was a part of the Belgian league as well. When these players get the transfer and go to the German league and the Premier League, it's the same thing as when a championship player goes up into the Premier League. Now, what's the disparity between the championship and the Belgian Pro League? I don't see it.
Demo, Anderlecht versus a Watford. I would definitely pick Anderlecht.
Yo, all right. I mean, I guess everybody have their opinions. But I'm telling you that.
Yeah, it's opinion. That's what I'm saying, no, Demo. That's what I'm saying. It's opinion. You can't compare apples and oranges. We don't see them play each other, so we can't know which is a better level.
Demo.
We can't know. We can't know. Speculate.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Demo, I'm telling you, Demo. I'm telling you. Just believe what I say here. You see, the Belgium league, the amount of talent they produce. Talent after talent they produce. Kevin De Bruyne, Roman Lukaku, Eric, Shamal Nicholson. You want more? Leon Bailey. You want more? Eden Hazard, brother.
So much, bro. You can't listen to all them, bro. So much.
Hold on. So we can reel off top players who come from the championship easily. You know that
most of them have been relegated, though.
Most of them
are just relegated Premier League players, though.
James Maddison just came up from the championship the other day for Leicester City, and plenty at the top.
Demo, listen, Demo. Yeah, I think you underestimate the Belgium league because when you look at
which team in Belgium?
When you look at Genk, these teams are a big team in the Champions League.
Let's hear what Demo is saying.
Which team in Belgium can beat, let's say, a Norwich City right now with Pookie and top form and Bendy and them, man?
Club Brugge, Anderlecht.
Club Brugge and them team they beat up by Napoli in the Champions League, brother.
No team in Belgium.
Can I make a point real quick?
Demo, these teams in Belgium play in Europa League and Champions League and they beat other teams. Championship teams can't beat Premier League teams easily in the FA Cup, you know. Most times when a championship team play a Premier League team, most likely than not they're gonna lose in the FA Cup. But when these teams from Belgium play other teams in the Premier League, they tend to win. So if we're using that as a gauge, do you have good quality teams in Belgium? Of which Chamar is a part of.
I mean, you said that teams from the championship don't usually beat teams from the Premier League, which is true, but I mean, I don't necessarily like to think of it that way. I like to think of it as more a case-by-case situation, team by team. And so what I think is that when you look at the Belgium league, yeah, they have they have some top teams. They have Anderlecht, they have Genk, they have Club Brugge, they have Ghent. They have a lot of solid teams, but behind those teams, the bar is lowered. It's much lower. But I still think that they're very close.
I agree.
But I do think that my championship edges them because of the professional.
My argument is that we can't compare them easily. We can't go look off what we see because they don't play each other. So we don't really have an argument here. We just drawing at straws because they don't play each other.
Bro, what are you trying?
For me, the two leagues are they're on the same level. Basically,
That's what
they're
I'm
on the same
saying.
level.
But
Yeah,
you
they're about the
persons are
same.
disagreeing with what I'm saying. They're on the same level to me.
Hold on. You know the top 6 teams who are in Belgium right now? You can name them off the top of your head.
Yeah, I
Me?
probably could.
I
Yeah,
can
we
name the
can.
top
We can.
three, not the top six.
Okay, so I'm telling you that Norwich City, Watford, Brentford, Swansea, Bournemouth, and Barnsley can beat any team that's 1 and 2 in that
No,
league
no,
right
no. I mean, they
Club Brugge
can.
and the
No,
Electric
no,
Circle
no,
Brugge.
no.
On their day, any team can beat them. But the reality is that Club Brugge is on a different level. Antwerp,
Exactly.
Anderlecht is on
Anderlecht.
a different level.
Antwerp beat the
Ghent.
Spurs in the Antwerp beat Spurs in the Europa League. Club Brugge is a competitor every season. You can't tell
And
me.
that's my argument as well. That's my argument.
Yeah, but
These
after you
leagues
pass
play
those
in the
teams,
Europa
there's
League and be
one.
Premier League teams. That was my argument, So if they can
Yeah,
beat
true.
Premier League teams, why wouldn't they beat Championship teams?
And
That's my
they
argument. I don't
have beat
understand.
Serie A teams, La Liga teams. It's just, I believe they're on the same level, but at the
Bro,
same
I
time, the
think
Belgian Pro League is more exposure because they're playing in Champions League, Europa League. You know, they're in European
all
football.
right, we're
If you're
straight
playing
from the
for a
point.
Champions
We're
League
straight from
team,
the point. Because the point in all of this is me saying that
Mhm.
the competitiveness in the championship for me is at a higher level than what Nichols is playing at in Belgium. He probably play against 3 strong teams and that's it. But in the championship, there's a lot more teams to
well, I
compete against at
disagree
a higher
because
level
okay,
for Andre Gray.
okay, but when you look at Antwerp, right, this is a team that beat Spurs. You have Charleroi, beat them earlier in the season, and they're 13th in the table. It's like when you look at the point margin, these teams are really close. When you get to a certain level, though, the bar gets lower. But I'm just saying it's really competitive this season. You can argue, and I think, um,
And
yeah, yeah.
just a reminder, we could have seen Nicholson in the Europa League last season. It's just that they lost in the playoffs.
Yeah, they lost Partisan. Yeah, that's true.
All right, that's fair. No, it's just a matter of preference, and for me, I'm taking Andre Gray over Nicholson all day in my starting level for Jamaica. Antonio will be one, and Andre Gray is definitely second.
Mhm. I mean, they're really close, to be honest with you. I think they're
So what do you
close.
think about Kemar Roof, Demo?
Listen, he until him sort out everything and everything is guaranteed, then I'll see it. But
Mhm.
um, for me, Andre Gray is the man.
Okay,
Let,
okay.
let's look back now at a player I haven't heard anybody say nothing about. A Javon East having a season of his life. I know his
Okay,
league might not be that competitive,
right.
but look what he did in that Saudi Arabia game.
Hmm. Yeah, he was. I mean, you could see what he could bring to the table. His hard work. Um, I mean, but from what I understand, he's not very good. To be honest with you, you can't really compare him with the Nicholsons, the Grays.
Bro,
And
I'm taking Junior Flemings over Giovanni.
I would agree with the guys. I'm not saying he doesn't have a role in the team because industry is also a good thing if they are tired legs and he can go out there and run at people. But what I go for is more consistently and confidence, and that's why I choose certain striker over others. So even while Dino J is saying Andre Gray, I understand his point because you can rely on a person with experience and that plays so much matches in the championship. So I'm not refuting that. All I was saying that the championship and the Belgian Pro League are basically the same level. But what we should look at as well, you can't just displace a Shamar Nicholson like that. This guy has been producing. And if you watch his matches in Belgium, he's playing very good football, He's getting himself in good position.
yeah,
He's scoring goals. Because when I watch him, he
true.
scores. So
Bro, he's
I
got
don't see the
9
point of
goals.
saying
Stop
that he's
making it
not
look like the
producing.
man prolific. He's got 9 goals, bro. He's not prolific.
But I'm not. But your preferred striker is not prolific either. What I'm saying is when
Yeah,
I
but
watch him,
you're saying we can't leave him out because he's scoring goals like he's banging in left, right, and center and gone
No, that's not what
15,
he's
20
saying.
no,
goals.
I was saying he's scoring goal for Jamaica.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
okay,
was saying
okay,
he's
okay.
scoring.
Jamaica
That's
too.
true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
I was saying he's scoring goal for Jamaica. Of course, if a Mikel Antonio comes to the team, he will be relegated to the bench or Kemar Roof. But I'm saying to say just because Andre Gray plays in the championship, we just have to take him out for Shamar Nicholson. I do not agree with that.
No,
Yeah,
I
that's true.
didn't say that. I didn't say that at all.
And let me say something.
Okay.
About the Costa Rican league that Giovanni's is playing in. when you look at the top strikers that have left that league over the past couple of years, for example, I'll give you an example. Roger Rojas, he plays for Honduras. He has like what, 1 goal for the national team in 12 games or something like that. And he went to Azerbaijan and he hasn't scored 1 goal. He hadn't scored 1 goal in Azerbaijan in like I think 15 games or something like that. He's been poor at very low levels. So that can just show you one thing. There's been other strikers like that him that have gone to Vietnam and haven't produced, and places like that. So that can just give you an idea of the level of that league, as well. So I mean, personally, I don't think Giovanni's is good enough. That's just the reality. And people talking about him scoring goals, he's not good enough. That's the reality. He's not good enough.
You're
What do you have to
mute,
say
you're
about?
mute, Ryan.
What do you have to say about that, Marlon? Welcome, Marlon.
Hey, big up panel, big up
Big up yourself, man.
David. The Azerbaijan League and Costa Rica League basically is on the same par. So if you look at his performance, week in week out for Santos, you can see what the guys in. So there are difference, you know. There's a lot of leagues in Europe, right? The Honduran League and this Costa Rican League is far way better league. But guess what? Because it's Europe, players tend to take exposure to go to Europe. If you look at even Kai in Paris playing in Costa League is way better. So his performance has been very good. He's starting to play better. He's getting more game time. I think Java is around the players in a 30-man pool. He will gain experience on them, improve his game, and get a better performance. As for Shamar Nicholson talking about the Belgian League and the Championship, the Belgian League is a first league, right? The Championship is a second league. So you can compare. Remember, you have Belgium get two spots for League, they have 3 spots for Europa League. So there's no comparison. You can compare a first go straight to the European Championship with a division league. The only way a second division team get to go into the European League unless they play FA Cup or the Carabao Cup and win the league, or they go to the final and one of the top 4 side win the competition. So you can compare a second league. Yes, there's a lot of talented player that comes out of the championship as well. There's a lot of talented player that comes out of Belgium as well. So there's no comparison with those 2 leagues.
True. I would agree with that. You can't really compare apples and oranges. You don't know. You just don't know. We just don't have the information.
And about Giovanni's, we have to remember as well, he's played 13 games for Jamaica. Other than the 2 games that he scored goals in, he was horrendous against poor opposition. I mean, he didn't score. He had so many chances. You could see that his level was lower than the other players he was playing against. So, I mean, he just doesn't cut it for me.
Yeah, we can agree that, David, but at the time he was basically learning his craft. The game he scored his first game, I was there at Montego Bay when he scored against Guyana. So basically, he's still learning, and he's if you look at him, even in the game against Saudi Arabia, his performance was totally different. You see, he's getting more physical, he's more mature. Before he used to basically depend on his speed and the skill he has, but he's improving. I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna take him and put him in a 23-man squad, but if you have a 30-man pool, definitely I bring him inside of it.
That's unfair enough. I think he can deserve to be in the 30-man squad, but we would have to count up everybody and see who would leave, because you can't just say it off the top of your head, no, but there are other strikers as well. We're going to put people like Juna Flemings, Deva Argil. So easy to say, yeah, have him in the 30-man squad, but when they do the actual logistics, he might not make it. And that's what we and Ryan was saying. A lot of people that we respect and rate won't make the squad, even if it's a 30-man squad, and that's just reality.
Yeah, I think about
that's reality,
that
because
with all these English-based players coming in, I think people tend to drop the natural talents that we have compared, like a Junior Flemings and a Norman Campbell. People tend to look at them down now and not look at what they have done. Look at what's his name? The Haka, that
Who?
player. Look at what he has done for Jamaica in the Gold Cup. Haka.
Who?
Who that
I
ran?
forgot his
I'm
real name,
talking
but they call
about
him Haka.
Javon Watson. Javon Watson is very
Oh, yeah.
old.
Bro,
Yeah,
Javon
Watson.
Watson is no footballer. Why not call Javon what's the name?
Javon Watson, him
No,
not playing
he's
football. He's
talking
a
about back then.
musician now.
He's not talking.
Oh, back then he talking about him.
Bro,
But
Javon Watson not for the Jamaica jersey ever again, boss.
no, Javan is finished with football, man. But guys, if you look at the talents from England, right? These are who's gonna come and make an immediate impact. So yes, Norman Campbell is one of my favorite player. Is a person I've spoken to a couple of times. He's very talented, but if you're gonna get a Norman Campbell who's gonna play on the wing, right, and you have a Redman coming in, there's no comparison there. Redman's gonna come make an immediate impact.
Exactly.
We know what he brings. So Campbell is somebody who's coming. I have Campbell for the 26 who's gonna be somebody to establish himself. So it's the players we have there now, because you look at the striking department. You see Antonio, right? I'm not even mentioning Ivan Tony. So we have Shamar Nicholson, Kemar Roof, Jamal Lowe, right? Those are 4 players who are performing there, right? If you're gonna take East and put in it, then there's Johnson Clark Harris, who has declared that he want to represent Jamaica. Then the pool goes.
Yeah, we lost Marlon there. I don't know what happened.
I think it's the Wi-Fi, Ryan. I think it's the Wi-Fi.
You mute.
Who mute?
You mute us, Ryan. Anyway, I think it's the Wi-Fi. Yeah, Marlon is back, you know. Can I finish up your point, Marlon? Because you break up a bit.
Come on, yeah. Yeah, what I was saying, if you look at the number of strikers I have now, right? Yeah, look at England, Shamar Nicholson. We still have Corey, right? Then we're gonna say there's a Jack Harris who has here himself, Jamal Lowe. So the up front we're stuck. So for Tapa it's not gonna be easy to pick. I'm not even mentioning Ivan Tony in this. We have quality there. We have the wingers as well. The only 2 players on field now we are still in is EM and the right back.
Yeah, we can follow that.
It's all well and good to say we have all these quality players, and then when the day comes, we can't gel the team together. It really don't make no sense.
These 2 games,
looking
forward to see what.
Oh, him stop?
I think it's the internet. I don't think he stopped.
Yeah, because we not really hear what must say.
Yeah, but what you're saying in the demo, yeah, it's good and well to have them, but will they turn up for Jamaica? And that's the same argument that I'm using with even the Andre Gray thing. Not saying that he just get 1 chance and he can do better if he get more opportunities, but based on what we're seeing, is the chemistry is also a very important part, and it's similar thing with Ethan Pinnock as well. It's not everybody turn up on the debut. So a person like Liam Moore might turn up on the debut, while Ethan Pinnock might not turn up. But that don't say we're gonna close the door on them. They got more opportunities to prove themselves. That's why these friendlies coming up, a person get a second chance to show what they can bring to Reggae Boyz. Not everybody will play international football just like they play club football. Some people will be an international superstar, some people will be a club superstar. That's just reality.
Yeah, and for me, this might be controversial and stuff, But at some point in time, we need to start talking about Leon Bailey's performance for Jamaica because he has been very underwhelming in my eyes, and he need to really do better if we're going to go far in this World Cup because he's been very underwhelming.
Okay, but we know his ability, though. I mean, it's just a matter of time. The players
Yeah,
around
You see
him.
what?
that's
You see
fine.
what?
But I
Come
No, you
think
see
on,
what
look at the
Demo
games
J
he
said. You see
played,
what
though.
Demo
I
J
mean,
said.
yeah.
I
It's a very
understand it.
valid point. Don't just sweep it under the rug because it's a serious thing. Because you have players, the greatest player, Lionel Messi. When he goes on the internationals, it's a different Lionel Messi you get, So it is a solid point, but we want to encourage him and hope for the best. But we have to call him out and when he's not bringing out the performances. Because we
yeah,
always compare him to Christian Pulisic
Okay.
and Christian Pulisic performance for his national team. Liam
Okay.
yeah,
I
Bailey,
mean,
all
it's
I
just
rate
yeah.
Liam Bailey,
I
but
can say.
to be compared to these ballers have stepped up a game when the time really matters. So you have a good point there, Dimo.
yeah, it's
I
just
mean, we
leading
can.
back to the
Yeah.
point about
Go.
gelling and forming chemistry with the team. I think it's because he's not gelled properly with the team. And people just giving him a pass because he's Leon Bailey and his name is big and he does all this good stuff for Leverkusen. But when he plays for Jamaica, he has been very underwhelming. I think he's probably had like one good game. I think he got an assist to somebody in one of the games. And I mean, you just have to do better if you want to make it far in this competition.
I mean, here's the thing about when people say a player is different for their international team and for their club. Well, why? Why is that? It's not just simple as that. Why is that?
Who's starting?
Well, I mean,
David?
if we look, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If we look at Leon
Yeah.
Bailey, why he
If you
hasn't
watch
performed? He
Liam
hasn't even got the ball. He hasn't really got the ball to do much.
if
And
you
to be
watch
honest with
Liam
you,
Bailey
he
for his
hasn't had
club
help.
team, sometimes it look like a one-man army. Liam Bailey single-handedly win a lot of games so many times for his team. But for
That's true.
Jamaica, we don't see the same. I wouldn't say the same drive, because he make the same runs and so forth. But maybe he plays with more passion when he's playing for Leverkusen. I don't want to judge, but he just come off that way because sometimes when you see him single-handedly score even a brace and win a match for Leverkusen, why aren't we getting that same result, the same yield from his performances for Jamaica? Sometimes he hold on his head, sometimes he may not get the ball at his foot and get disappointed. Maybe it's the system as well, but I think he can do better for the national team.
And I
And
think we
we
need to
have
give him a
faith
better
in him.
chance. I think we need to give him a chance because he needs to have quality players around him to be able to do certain things that he couldn't do in Gold Cup. And so as soon as he has those players around him, I feel we can get a better judgment of them.
That's the point I was just going to make. He didn't really have a creative midfielder around him. If you look at him in that, it was a 2019 Gold Cup. It was just him, Peter Lee Vassell, and what's his name, Bobby Reed. That was just playing it together, and Orgil
No,
dropping in
Bobby
now
Reed
and
didn't play
then.
in the Gold Cup. He didn't
Bobby
play in the
wasn't
Gold
playing.
Cup. Yeah.
It was a match against, who was it? I think it was against Antigua.
Oh yeah, that one. Bobby Reed was in that one. But they did
Yeah.
quite well in that one.
You know
Did
what the
quite well in that.
problem with Leon Bailey, guys? We don't understand with Leon Bailey with Jamaica. Leon Bailey is a player that play what I call it rhythm. He's a rhythm player. Whenever he play for Jamaica, he play today. Sometimes when he come on international break, it's one game. It's very hard to see the best out of Leon. The best time you're going to see the out of Leon, he play consistent with Jamaican team. Clearly, it's no chemistry. This is why I'm crying out for the JFF to stick to one team and don't call up different player because international football is more tougher than club football. People don't realize that you don't get a lot of chance when you're playing for international team. Team don't give you a lot of chance, a lot of spaces. Like when they would give you a lot of spaces in club football. Do I think Leon Bailey will come good for Jamaica? Yes, it's a possibility. He can come good or he probably can live up to the expectation for the Jamaican national team. That going to go down to Theodore Whitmore to get the best out of him, best player them. To play a
And
system,
remember,
we're going to suit him, player them.
he's still young. He's just 23.
He need time. He need
Listen. Yeah, listen. We can make all the excuses we want for him. That's fine. At some point, he has to take responsibility.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when he's on the pitch, he tries to beat his man and him can't beat a man. That don't have nothing to do with the players behind him or whatever. Him for beat a man, he can't do it, but he does it for Leverkusen. When
That's
he's
true.
supposed to play a pass, he misplaced the pass and stuff like that, and him blame the
Mhm.
pitches. That's fine. Sometimes the pitches are not good for real, but he has to take responsibility at some point. That's all I'm saying.
That's a good point, and um, I think that he was playing through like he had an injury. He was injured for 4 to 6 months, and he
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah, I
fully
remember that. I remember that.
as well. So yeah, he wasn't fully recovered. So at the end of the day, I think we need to see how he does in the future. And but I mean, it does raise some concerns for me in terms of how he plays.
It's not really criticism, it's just that we have such a high expectation of this footballer because of the hype that's surrounding him. We
Yeah,
Jamaicans used to success at this level now where we're good in so many sports and we used to the consistent successes from Usain Bolt and other Olympians. So when we have a high caliber elite athlete, we expect the best. So it's not saying pressure anymore being too critical. It's just the level of expectation where that someone like me or Dima might have, where we want to see a more consistent performance and a better body language in terms of if the ball don't come exactly to your foot, you just get on with it, and which I'm seeing him coming around and building more chemistry. That's why we don't want to be too critical of it because he's a young player, as we said, and he's developing his chemistry with other players around him. And he says the players are quality players, so we can't use that excuse to say he doesn't have quality players around him because he says he believes that this group is good enough. So we can't use that
I
excuse to say
mean,
that he's not
well,
getting quality players.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't think the group hasn't came together yet, to be honest with you. So we don't necessarily know. But going back to the thing about using same players, because we didn't have any depth. When you look at left back position, um, after Taxi, you're gonna have to call up a player that's from the local league that hasn't started since last March. You understand what I'm trying to say? We needed some of the new players. They might not have to start, but we needed some, like for example, a Amari Bell, a Greg Lee, a Wes Harding, who won't necessarily start, but be depth players. You cannot have
Yeah,
a
that's
good
true.
sustainable run without depth. That's the reality, and the fact that we were lacking so much depth, especially when you look at the other countries. I think it's a very good thing that we managed to get players like Amari Bell, Curtis Tilt, who can be useful additions for depth.
Yeah, and
To
that's
be
why
honest, I
we
think we
need to
have the depth.
leave the talking and just play football. Coming out and saying stuff like if we don't make it to the World Cup, it's the JFF fault and all that nonsense. You need to leave that alone and just play football.
Yeah, but to tell you the truth, we've been waiting for so long to go to the World Cup and then some simple errors why we don't qualify. And
That's
if you've
very
been
true.
following Jamaica over the last couple of campaigns, who would blame if we get all these resources? But we as fans are stakeholders, if we get all these resources, we get all these players, we're coming to a culmination, we're coming to a crescendo. If we fail to qualify, there should be some sort of consequence. Where will we draw the line and say, wait, where is our return? Where's our return for being loyal fans of the Reggae Boyz for so much? You know, much times we go close to qualify, we finish in fourth and all of that in the octagon and fail to go over the final hurdle. Sometimes we have some good teams. The teams that we normally have are some good teams. The West Morgans, the Mariapas. We have
Yeah,
some
that's
good
true.
teams, Luton,
Not
Sheldon.
enough.
We fail to qualify. So it's not saying that we're going to say the JFL fault. We're not saying anybody's fault. We're saying what can we do to go to the next level? That's
That's
why
a
we're
very good
saying
point.
we know
Yeah.
we can do it. These players are good enough. We know that they are good enough. What can we
Mhm.
do to make it work? We're not saying we're going to blame anybody. Oh, the players not good enough. We know that they're good enough. But what can we do? How can we motivate them? What can we do to make them feel comfortable enough? Pay them adequately. Make sure they get the right coach, which is, in my opinion, Tapa is a very capable coach of getting them. Stop pressuring him as fans, as I'm agreeing with you
Yeah.
know, that we shouldn't pressure him. Give him the mandate to do it because we know his experience with them, his experience with the region, his experience with qualifying. But
And it would be nice.
we're
It would
not
be nice
putting
as a fan. Hold on. Yeah,
exactly.
it would be nice as a fan to not have to wake up the next morning to hear Ravel Morrison can't fly or he's flying economy. And I've been waiting what 7 years to see this guy come, and a day later that I find out he's coming, You can't even get him past economy. You can't even get him. I mean, it's ridiculous and it's not fair to us as fans. You understand what I'm trying to
Yeah, it's
say?
stuff like that, man. Because we're all stakeholders, you know. We fill the national stadium, we buy the jersey, we give the support, we voice our opinions on YouTube and other platforms. So all of us are
Hold on.
stakeholders and we have to hold somebody accountable.
Stick up in the What's name again, Ryan? Palmer. You say we buy the jerseys, and this has been a complaint of mine for ages, right? So because Mega Leagues too. Now, I am a Jamaican, but I live in the States now. I've been here for a minute. And forever since, I've been trying to get a football Jamaican jersey. I went online to buy a jersey. You know what them telling me? That in 2020, I have to go into the JFF headquarters to purchase a jersey by hand. You have to give them
That's
the
what
money
they tell us here.
physically.
That's what they tell us here as well, Nadimo. That's what they tell us here as well.
Wait, I'm gonna finish. Then when we go on the website, they have 2 jerseys, a home and away, and 2 cap. Just 4 items on the website, 4 items. And you cannot purchase it online for them to ship it to us. So how is it that them supposed to make money from the jerseys when them have all of these Leon Baileys and Bobby Reeds, but you can't stay America or wherever you are and purchase a jersey for it to be shipped to you? Like, to me, this seems like some caveman thing, boss. So I don't know what it's in Jamaica now. Like when you say you buy the jerseys, where you buy like just some halfway tree and them stuff there? Cause
no, you'd have to go in like a sports store. You'd have to go in like a sports store. But those are the things what we're talking about when we say blame the federation. Is not to say we're cussing them out, but make things like this happen. Make it more available for people to purchase. Make it more available for we support them. So when we say blame the federation, what can we as fans do to make it easier for them? What can they do to make our interaction with them better? So when time we say we blame them and cuss them out, we are cussing them to do the right thing, because without public pressure, them will just sit down in them office and do whatever them want. So we as fans, we can buy a jersey if we work hard enough. Brian can buy a jersey, we can go in a sports store and buy official jersey. It's not easy because you have to go physically drive, go there, you have physically go in a store, and it's a lot of money for it. I don't know, cheap jersey. You're easier to get any other national team jersey than a Jamaica jersey right now. Easier.
You know what, if I get a Jamaican jersey, when 10K. I go to Mall Plaza in Alphachi, it's nearly 17,000.
10K for the shirt alone.
Why can't I buy a jersey online and have it shipped to my address in 2021, boss?
Demo.
Yeah, I mean, hold on.
What you have to do?
Going back to this caveman thing. Let me get.
What you have to do? You'd have to get it through you'd have to probably get it through a retailer. Let the retailer ship it to your shipping house. You'd have to get their details. You couldn't do it straight through JFF because maybe they're not that competent in terms of the technological aspect.
If you go on the website now, it looks like a 5-year-old billet. It is absolutely dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. For now, 2021, me have to physically fly on a plane to come to Jamaica and go whatever address the JFF headquarters is and give them physical money to get a jersey. You know what I do? I send one of my brethren to go there to buy the jersey to be. You know what I'm saying? Out of stock.
Yes, that happened too. Like, so when you see fans voicing their opinions, you see how much things fans have to go through. So when fans voicing their opinions, man, they're free to do what they want. It's freedom of speech, and we are stakeholders. So they cuss who they want to cuss, as long as they don't get violent and do anything stupid. We can call out anyone we want to call out because we're supporting the team. How long now you've been supporting Jamaica, Ryan? Like actively supporting Reggae Boyz?
Well, actually, from 2006, 2005, I wasn't support Reggae Boyz. I don't know, but I know Jamaica and it's my country. But I ball boy a couple time well in the 2006 and 2005 World Cup qualifiers and this stuff. So I am a big supporter of the Reggae Boyz team for years. I've been go to the campus because I was a professional footballer back in Jamaica. So under 17, under 20, I get called up for the national team. Didn't play any game, but I know up to the facility where the player them stay is bunk bed. It's bunk bed, and player them when they international break they go to camp. They want to go home because the bunk bed is bunk bed them sleeper.
Yes, so they're not comfortable.
the player them don't want to stay there. They want to go home because they are sleeping on comfortable bed. It's bunk bed. Trust me, guys. You
So
see
when
the
you carry
pictures
these
and
players
videos.
now, when you carry these players from the championship come to a paradise island like Jamaica, have so much 5-star, 7-star hotels, and you put them on some little bunk mattress, right? They're not gonna feel appreciated, they're not gonna feel comfortable.
No, man,
No.
So they're not gonna feel comfortable, they're not gonna want to come
This
back for
is,
Yeah, let
Jamaica.
me tell you guys something. Let me
the,
tell you guys
this is what player
a
told me
little. Hold
because
on. Yeah.
this is what the player them told me. Some of the player them, I'm not going to call the player them name or interview, but they said to me a lot of stuff need to change with the JFF, especially the house, the Jamaican house stay at. Bunk bed, can you believe it? 2021. Palmer, these bunk bed when I was 16, when I was 15, these are the bunk bed I sleep on at the Jamaican house. When I was 15, 16, these are the bunk bed. The same bunk bed. I can send a picture. I can
I
send, I'm not,
understand, bro.
I swear to God,
I
brother.
believe
I'm not
I
lying.
believe you, bro. I know
Yeah.
camp
Bro,
life. I believe you, I believe you.
I
That's a
go
joke.
there, bro, and you can see all the same picture they play them when they're in the background. The same thing, brother. JFF, can you believe it? The JFF don't have a good structure where the player them can come and rest. Some player have to go home. World Cup qualifier, I see player downtown and match day. World Cup qualifier, player
But I
down.
think they have a center of excellence now down Ryan. They have a Harris Burrell center of excellence up by a new building with new dorms and stuff like that. So they're making steps as well, but they take long to do these things as well too.
but guys, when they come for international games, the players they stay in hotel. When they have a local camp, they stay up by you. So that's where they won't base and stuff. But the international game when the overseas players they come, unless it's a camp, they're doing a 1 week camp or a 10 week camp, then they use the team house. But once it's an international game, everybody going in hotel.
Yeah. And let me tell you guys something. You guys know who Theo Walcott is, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
Arsenal.
man,
yeah,
I know.
so there was a time where he actually wanted to play for Jamaica. And he basically said, where's the website? Where can I find my future teammates? Where can I see all of this stuff? And it hasn't even been updated for so long. It's ridiculous. Things like this, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. You don't see America having problems with it. You don't see all these other countries. The planning needs to be better. There needs to be someone who's qualified enough to set up the website. It's not fair to the fans. It's not fair to anybody that things like this are holding us back because they're simple things.
I think a couple years back they started this JFS Live. It's like a YouTube channel. So they just spend money, and they've cut it out. So when it comes to marketing, they're very very poor.
Maybe the thing with the JFF Live, maybe it's about television rights as well, because if they have in the JFF Live and you can just watch it probably on YouTube or wherever, maybe a TV company might have the same rights and you can't really show it. So maybe it's not feasible for them to be doing that while selling out the rights for it as well. So you can look at that aspect. And maybe, as what you're saying, they're not competent enough to keep it up like that.
That's true. There's a certain level of planning and expertise to be able to set up something like that. As you would know, Ryan, of course, anyone who has a YouTube channel or things like that. But yeah, at the end of the day, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for this. It should be running.
And to what you're saying, David, technology is improving so fast now. A lot of these persons that got these posts, these new skills like YouTube influencers, they wouldn't have been trained in doing this because these niche fourth generation skills are just coming about now. They don't expect fans to be as tech savvy as even us, being on live streams and all of that. So they literally might not have the expertise in setting up something like that because they didn't see the need for it. They didn't know that fans would call for something like that. So the world is changing so fast as well. Not making an excuse for them, but just pointing out that that could be a possibility.
Yeah, I mean,
as well. It can be
Palmer,
the actual.
The next thing, Palmer, Next thing, that's why the Jamaican Federation is stagnant. They're not going forward. When you look at the federation, how many young people you see in the federation?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
we
a very
need
I
good
don't
point.
see
Yeah,
any.
experience.
I
I
don't
don't
see
see
any
any.
at
When
all.
you need experience, yes, but at the same time, what about that the England team travel with someone who upload content on Instagram, someone who upload content on YouTube. Go on the Jamaican Federation, YouTube. Nearly 2 years, they have upload and will play a practice game against United States. Why we posting
Exactly,
all of
Yes.
these videos? Why we post all of these videos on
bro. Yeah, go.
Instagram and don't post them on YouTube? That makes sense?
So while I was doing this whole jersey search and stuff, I went on because I play cricket, right? And I realized that the West Indies, they started to use the Facebook a lot and Instagram a lot, and they got a lot of followers. So I'm gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna check the Jamaica JFF Instagram page. The last post they post was when the reggae girls make the World Cup. Like how is that supposed to be good? That's poor marketing. Like how are you say you don't have no money, right? But you're not using technology, you're not marketing yourself. But how you can use this? You know how many Americans here who used to live at Jamaica and who live at China would love to buy a Leon Bailey jersey, and they can't do
A
it
lot of
because
people.
in 2021 they cannot order a jersey and have it delivered to them house. Like you can get back the revenue, you can pay the players, you can do all of that stuff if you market yourself properly. And it is so annoying that you have UE and you have UTech and all of these other colleges, and you can just go pick up a man from out of one of them colleges and say, "Oh, come run a website for you." That makes no sense, boy.
Demo,
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know,
I hear
really
this
as
argument
simple as
as
I
well.
say it,
Hold on.
not because somebody go tertiary mean that they have expertise. A lot of times, the people who are really tech savvy, they don't even get the chance to go to university, to tell you the truth. A lot of hackers, the people do coding, are people who even can't afford to go to university as well. So sometimes they get the best tech savvy people, are people who don't even have the opportunities and they won't get exposed because a lot of these things run off for nepotism as well, Demo.
Yeah, I
And to the
Yeah.
point,
understand. But courses in colleges, you have journalism courses, you have all of that media courses in UV and UTech. So I'm saying, surely you have somebody in that area of expertise you can get for come and work for the JFF to just run the media outlet.
but will they accept the terms as well, Demo? Will they accept the terms
But
of contract and all of that? Have a look on the people normally go where they can get back the opportunities, because they have to pay back the school fee and all of that. But I'm not saying it should be there, but why isn't it there? Why isn't it there? Because
What
if
I'm
it's so
saying,
obvious,
the,
why isn't it there? Isn't that these people are not interested in sports, or I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have a question for you guys. So in terms of calling up players so they could get opportunities overseas, do you think that's something that we should have been doing? And should continue to be doing based on what we know?
Well, of my knowledge, of my
all right,
knowledge, personally, I wouldn't recommend that, but they might have their reasons for doing so, which I'm
That's
not aware
fair.
of. But for me, I would play my core side and try to get the country up far as ranking as possible. That way, they would look at Jamaica as a whole and search in Jamaica for players. I think that would be a more effective model than just to give players screen time. Because what we have in Jamaica in the top 30s, scouts will come to Jamaica and look at the local league, look at the schoolboy football and all that, just like champs. When you know that you athletes producing on the global scale stage, people come down here and scout athletes. So I think that it will be more beneficial in the long run, and even the short and medium term, to get the country up the rankings by playing the best players, and then we will reap the results for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and I hear a lot of
Ryan, you
One
times
mute.
second.
Ryan, you mute.
players or
Davis.
anybody. Yeah,
Davis, you hearing me?
yeah,
Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Me on Instagram, right?
yeah. I think I do.
I need I need to have a one-on-one talk with you. So make sure you a link on Instagram, okay?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go
And to
ahead.
the and to your back to your point, Dima, what you were saying about the Instagram. You know that Jamaica mixed martial arts. They actually follow me on Instagram, and they made a post. And my father always watch mixed martial arts, and I know that I sent him the picture, and he watched the match. So even mixed martial arts promoting their brand better than football. I don't watch mixed martial arts, and they follow me. on Instagram. I follow JFF. JFF don't follow me back. So
It's a
when they
joke.
follow me now and I see their post, I can say, look, two Jamaican fighting tonight. I can recommend to somebody else, and they get more fans that way. They get more support that way. So they need to be less dormant and more active, as what you were saying, Dion.
Yeah, because it's just the way of the world now. Like, I don't know what it did like when you have Pepe Goodies to them a play, but it was such a massive following that they got because they qualified for the World Cup, obviously. But I'm sure technology wasn't as it is right now today, right? And it got such a
Mm-hmm.
big following, and plenty of people left from foreign to come down and celebrate with the whole thing and something. But I am guaranteeing you that today you probably have less people follow. We have more technology, but I'm sure you have less people following the team right now because of how poor the marketing is to the Jamaica and the JFF Instagram posts and social media in general. Because I'm never even
Yeah.
sure them they have a YouTube channel. I never even know that.
Them have one
So
little channel now where them put up
they need to
things
give
in, but
Simon
it look like
Preston.
it's the Jamaica Premier League controlling that channel now because they're looking that they're putting more effort in promoting the videos, but that's Premier League content, that's not national team content. So it's a
Oh,
difference.
okay. Well, they need to give Simon Preston the thing to run and make him continue and do the social media stuff. Because
Of
even
course, but
schoolboy
mhm.
football get more popularity than the Jamaican national team now. I can tell you that.
But you have
It's
to
all
look
about
at
the
it
market.
still, Demo. You have to look at it this way too. We have to be the ones to even promote it because they can't really look at it that way as well. Because what these football YouTubers are doing, like Ryan and Simon and some of the other channels, they're bringing for more awareness. But the JFF should see this and make their move as well because they're seeing that in the space there is a need, there's a niche market there, and there's a need for football content. So they have to meet the YouTubers halfway as well because they're putting out work every night. They can watch football content on the platform. So JFF should meet these YouTubers and these other influencers halfway and put out more work, man. So I'm in agreement to this point as well, Demo.
Facts, bro. Facts. For me, it was just very annoying. And firstly, the world where it is now in Jamaica seem like there were some cave people. It no make no sense to me. And all the other sports can do it. But football, which probably maybe second track and field, I don't know what the top sport of Jamaica now, but it's surely top three, right? And Jamaica seems to
Track and field right now. If you're not a football fan, track and field is by far the most popular sport right now. If you're not a football fan, if you're a
yeah,
football
but
fan,
like
it's seen that football is more popular now. But
Yeah,
in
but
general,
football, you got
if
following.
you ask a random Jamaican a survey on the street now, who is so Sharon Simpson versus who is Liam Moore, average Jamaican, not a sports fan, they will know Sharon Simpson, for example. It was a different is Sherika Jackson. Most Jamaican will know Sherika Jackson and not a Liam Bailey.
yeah,
Next point there. Most Liam Bailey fans are not even Jamaican people, You have some Mexican people, some American people, German fans. Most of the people who follow Liam Bailey probably not even Jamaicans.
that's
Yeah, but
true.
you look at it. I remember 2019, the World Cup game against Honduras. When the squad is out there, first is asking who's wearing the number 14 jersey. So yes, they're talking about local fans going to the game. They're not in touch with the players, they don't know the players. So I was there laughing, I was like, guys, come on, man, your own national player don't we just come to the game because we haven't had that game so long.
We
And
don't even. Oh, sorry to cut you. Continue.
yeah, so that's one thing. That's one thing about it. You need to come when you have the players come in. You have like a press conference, you introduce the players, right, to the country because the fans want to know. Because there's a lot of persons who are not are them football followers. But guess what? Reggae Boyz is in a stadium. Hey, Reggae Boyz is playing. I'm gonna go. Right.
Well,
So a person
to be
to
honest,
make a
and the last set of players that debuted, they beat the English-based players. They had did some Instagram introductions, but we didn't see them on national
yeah,
TV like that. So average fans still wouldn't get to know who these players are, which league they play. They don't know anything about them. They don't promote them on national TV. They did something on Instagram, but yes, there's not enough awareness, and we don't even know the names of the top local players. Because we don't even watch the local Premier League. That's a big
Yeah,
issue. That's one
and
of the
we have
major
to
issues
understand.
with what.
Yeah, we have to understand that there could have been a player that came out of nowhere. Um, and would have been the top goal scorer that we didn't even know about this season. But since the league is not in play, we have no idea who would have been in form. Things like that as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Guess what? We have a lot of talents here who can go far, but there's one opportunity to get a chance to go overseas. So when it comes regarding the local players, like you have National League coming up, I basically use them in National League, although we're in League A now, which they're gonna play the big boys same way. But that's a way to blow them in. Where Gold Cup is concerned and World Cup qualifiers. Unless the league start and somebody come out of nowhere who's playing above his level. That's the only way a local player I bring a local player in the pool. But for me now, locally, the only probably 4 person I probably bring in the squad is Jadine as a backup keeper. There's Jadine and Ricardo Thomas would have been a left back there, and we have Amari Bell and Greg Lee, and there's a possibility that Rico Henry might be joining the squad. So it's very hard to find four good players to really drop in it. As when you look at Ricardo Morris and Kevin Isaac, who are two we say we probably bring in there. For me, I probably bring Rankin over Isaac stay with. Both of them play the same position. So the local league, the talent is here, but they need exposure. And when a person coming off a year and not playing football, it's going to take a long time for them to get up to speed back.
Obviously, because they're not much sharp, they're not competitive, they can lose certain skills. They feed for the ball because if you practice at home and you're practicing on a playing surface, it has to have a different impact versus your competitors that playing football week in and week out. Pulisic reach all the way to the finals of the Champions League now. This is gonna give them motivation and drive to know that they have somebody on their team doing so well in competitive football. So all of these factors to put a local base player now playing in the local Premier League that is inactive wouldn't make much sense at this point, even though they might be as talented, if not more talented, than somebody playing in the Championship or League One or League Two. You have to look at it that these players, even though they're not as talented, they're playing football now. So you have to factor that in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for a local man make the squad right now, even starting, even on the bench.
Yeah, talent alone can't take this to the top level, and there's a difference between being a good talent and a good player because there's a lot more that's involved. 50% of the game is mental as well, and a lot of the players don't have the right development in that area, from what I understand, and the professional environment as well. Is a big factor. Um, Players in England and in MLS and overseas, they live and breathe football every day. And whereas you have a player who's playing local, he doesn't even want to get out of his bed. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Because why is it that way? Because it's not lucrative. It's not as attractive. Why isn't it that players want to play in their local league in Jamaica? Why is it that they are seeking to move overseas? Because of the monetary opportunity, because of the prestige of the league. Nobody watches local football unless you're an ardent football fan. But we, the fans, watch the Premier League. When we watch the Premier League, Ryan, you know that your wife might watch the Premier League because you're tuning into it. Sometimes that's how the Premier League get fans. Your wife wants a jersey because she see you watching the English league. If you watch the local league, similar things happen because she might follow you just because you follow the local league. But why isn't it that we as fans want to watch it? Because it's not available to us, one. The quality of it is not good. And it's not the players. I'm talking about the lighting, the presentation, the halftime. The talking in between the matches halftime. And I'm not knocking anybody on their job, but just how they present it is not up to the real standard.
A lot of things that can be learned.
But why is that so, boss? Because I remember when I was in Jamaica when the schoolboy footballer won and they came up with this Flow Cup. It was so professional, so organized. It was marketed so well, and the Flow Cup was a big success.
I hear what you said. You hear what they say? You say schoolboy football, and
Yeah,
that's the
yeah. So
difference.
we know,
They
so
put
they, obviously, people from all over have them alma mater, and they want to represent the school, and them have men who push back a lot in the schools, right? But I'm saying you're telling me that people are more loyal towards the alma mater, the high school that they used to go to, than they are to their country, or them
that's
which area them living in, like Tivoli and stuff like that, you know?
exactly, but that's not it, Demo. Think about it. In the Red Stripe or the National Jamaica Premier League, most of the teams are in Kingston. So even the geographic argument, the teams are not spaced over like in a franchise system all over the island. No, all the teams are in Kingston. So why should I, from a rural area, follow a team in Tivoli or Waterhouse or Harborview? What is my incentive to follow that? If you look on a league structure like even the CPL cricket, the players play on a regional basis, right? And they
Yeah,
promote the regionalism of the franchises. And in the
yeah,
halftime show, you have these the super maximum, these dancing girls, all type of giveaway and all that type. The whole
yeah,
spectacle of the Caribbean cricket, Premier League cricket. It attracts fans just because of the spectacle. You might not be a cricket fan, but you might see it and say, "Oh, that attractive." You might want to watch cheerleading girls or something like that.
yeah, yeah.
These the good things attract you. And I know that the Premier League does this from time to time, but the whole spectacle of it is not the same. We're talking about a big league here. We're not talking about a little local Jamaican bush league. We're talking about a national football league system. And you have it to attract even viewers from overseas. Why should someone not living in Jamaica watch a Jamaica Premier League match? That's where they should be thinking.
Listen, the quality of football in the league is majority of the time is very poor. Remember, I'm go watch one when we come back down, and it's like, man, watch a karate game. Like everybody just kick down everybody, and but there's limited football. So the quality itself don't help. The pitches don't help. A lot of the commentary sometimes is so crappy, and the spectacle itself it just don't help. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's very
that's
true.
what I'm saying, Nadimo. The commentary, even the commentary, is not as energetic. So when they used to a A grade product like a Premier League, the lighting, the commentary, the excitement, and when you go force yourself to watch a local league, you're not gonna be interested to follow a local league like the Jamaica Premier League when you have the option of watching English Premier League, where you know so the commentary, the analysis, the stats, you can watch how much tackles, how much pass, how much interception, how much goal. Where is the goal ranking? All that. You get this information easy. You can just go on a Google search, type in your player, stats come up. You can't do that in the Jamaica Premier League. You can't even know, you can't even find the players most of the time.
But
They don't even
me
have a
tell
picture.
you say, like at the same fields them playing for the schoolboy football and would I prefer watch schoolboy football than the local league? Why is that? At the same commentary sometime. But would I
Schoolboy
prefer
football
watch
is
schoolboy
more.
even if I now watch
Ask
my
yourself,
team.
ask yourself, why you want to watch football, schoolboy football? Why? Why you watch schoolboy football?
The quality just seem better
The
to me.
quality is better than the Premier League to me, to be honest.
Me not think
Yeah.
it better, you know. I don't think it's better, but it seems better because not for the schoolboy, them when them transition in a big league, them can't do nothing in the league. And them look a step below everybody else. Probably
So is
Alex
it that
I
Marshall.
mean, I mean,
is it that
yeah.
it's the coaching? Is it that it's the coaching?
Probably coaching, probably. But I
Well, you
mean,
can look at
the
it
guys from schoolboy take the step up and they don't really
exactly.
perform when they go into the red stripe league. I don't know if it's coaching
You have to
or
look
what.
at it that way. Remember, so when you left school at
And
18, Demo, you play against men that experience in the league, man that 26 in the prime, man that in the 30s and the experience and all that. So you might shine in a man in cup or a D cup, but when you go up to the big league, you're not going to shine as bright and you might demotivate and say, you know what, you just got to take the school route. Everybody now come through. Similar with track and field and other sports, you might dominate champs or your little local high school, college leagues, but when you go up in the pro level, you might meet a different hurdle. And even when them going on to bigger leagues, so they might not look at a person like Jonah Fleming. You think Jonah Fleming will be Jamaica top goal scorer, running up the goal scoring shot to amount of quality that he had at the schoolboy level by now? He should be a mainstay in the Jamaican squad by he's what about
Exactly.
23 or so. At 23, Jonah Fleming should be one of the highest goal scorers for Jamaica based off our expectation and what we've seen from him in the Manning Cup. So
Yeah,
things like that, you have to look at the step up as well.
I mean, his
yeah.
development. Yeah, but I mean, like, he didn't leave. Didn't. Yeah, I mean, but if he went to Europe, I think he would be, much better player. In the early stages of his career, but
Yeah, a
um,
lot of these guys, Alex Marshall too, Chevron Stewart, like Scarrow was supposed to be the sickest baller come out of Jamaica after he left
Nick
Jordan.
Dale.
I
Nikhil
don't
Bailey should
understand
be.
how these guys just make.
So,
To me, Sevan Stewart was the best Jamaican footballer as a youth. Where I played for George. It's like there was nobody better. And I can tell I have no idea where the man turned. I heard he's
yes,
playing
sir.
college football somewhere
You
up
see,
here, and I'm gonna know.
You know
Alex
what,
guys,
man?
you see,
Marshall,
I'm not
all
gonna
these
say
guys
these
they
guys are
go and play
Hold
poor.
on, Marlon was trying to
manufacturing.
say something first.
Mm-mm.
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Okay,
you
let
see
him on.
this college system, this route, you go college. It's a good and it's a bad, right? It's a good for a player's personal development. For instance, if he doesn't want to go the football route, he can literally as academic to job can. But it kills a lot of our talented players. When a player get a scholarship to go to a Division 3 side, right? A Division 3 college, it doesn't make any sense. You might go and score 20, 30 goals for if you don't get transferred to a D1 school. The Wake Forest or this school or Connecticut or this, it doesn't make any sense. And that kills because if you look at it, most of the players they get a scholarship. Yes, they don't do the researching and where the college is, which division they're playing, right? So when you go to a Division 2 or Division 3, Division 2, yes, you might be seen nationally, but when you go to a Division 3, it doesn't matter how your performance go there. Yes, you might get ranked in a whatever conference, but the conference is weak. So you don't even when you're in a Division 1 conference now, the big scores from MLS, you get to go in the MLS training squad for the draft and stuff. So that kills our players. Because even earlier I was discussing that I think the way for Jamaica football to develop right now is franchising. Yes, we have a lot of teams in Kingston. What you have the teams who can basically manage their own, you let them stay. Because if you look at it, I'm in Center now, I'm more present. What more present is doing right now? It's the same English model. You go to a game, you have a more present jersey. Jersey selling there, they have a jersey store same way they sell jersey. So the whole concept they use in England when it comes to playing, marketing, they're using it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
and that's
bringing
how they're
more
gonna
And
more
the,
be the best
professionalism
team
and
in
in
the
the league.
league.
and the next thing too, guys, most of these schoolboy player, most of them they get a chance to go overseas and play big team. They go big. Most of these go in Europe. I remember Junior Flemings going to Europe. Yeah, I remember when Junior Flemings going to Europe, and he just never worked out for him. Alex Marsh, all of these players go in big team in Europe, and it just didn't work out for them. It's just the coach are the problem. One of the biggest thing in Jamaican football is the coach. When I look at Shaman Nicholson, when he leave Trenchtown, I didn't play a lot of game in the Manning Cup and went on and do well in the money in the Premier League. It's not many player can do that. It's not many schoolboy player can do that.
But Ryan, why you feel you have to understand as well, you know? I play D Cup, right? And when you're playing D Cup, this coach, what the coach is looking for is looking for like winning. He doesn't care about your development. You know? It doesn't matter for development for him. So what he wants the team to win at any cost. So it might be a 15-year-old and you're talented. I remember I played D Cup for 3 years straight, watching the games. But guess what? All the internet, guess what? We want to reach Interzone. That's it. It doesn't matter about your development.
And
So
that's the major problem in Marlon. Even with the point we made before about them going to a D4 side, it's the mentorship that they get, because even at the high school level, if they don't get the right grooming, the right professional growth, and how to stave off injuries, the right nutrition, the right psychologist, and all of that, the right mentorship in terms of agents to know that if you don't go to this division, you won't get it to make the chance to go pro. If they don't get all of this advice and guidance, they go fall through the cracks. And that's obvious they go fall through the cracks if they don't get this guidance. Somebody to hold their hand, somebody that been there before, somebody like you what know what it is to go to the system, and you're not getting guided along the right path. So even when these players go to the overseas leagues, we our league as well, because with the migration of the who's that? With the migration of the players that are skillful, they will lower the quality of our league, and I don't think the league is lacking in quality per se. You can sell a bad product with proper marketing. And I'm not saying the product is bad, but just the way how it's put out there. People love information and information sells. All we need to do, see the players, know the players. Who is such and such? What's their background? What's who they come from? What is this person like? What is he like as a person? What are his hobbies? What did we do like that? But not just, you have to feature them more. Because in the Premier League, you know, all right, this player might live there, they drive this type of car, they come from that country, they have a wife, they have X amount of children. A lot of times when you know about these players is when something bad happen to them, they get sick, injured, or God forbid they die, you know, just getting to know this player, what they are really like. We watch them on TV. We don't know the players. We go see them on TV, we don't know them. Wait, we take on that.
Yeah, that's a point. As I said, for a different standpoint, that comes into marketing as well. Because I remember at one point, Rest Lab used to do a little thing. They used to highlight certain players from teams on a Monday night game. So, for instance, if they're doing like a Harborview, Tivoli, they will highlight two persons, and that way the fans can come to get to know which high school they went to, a little bit about their background and upbringing and stuff. So that's something again. That's as I said, it's all about marketing. And I'm really looking forward now to see with all what the PFH have done. So looking forward to see the league start, because he has some good idea, and it's a young mind in it now. And the ideas are there. Right? If you look at it over the past year, because years we have Red Stripe as the main sponsor of the league, right? So what they have done now, they have get sponsors for the clubs. Instead of you have one main sponsor, one main title sponsor, right? The guy has gone out and 8 sponsors, the sponsor for all the clubs now. So I think looking for a player will probably get a better salary because the club has a sponsor. So instead of you waiting on Rest Stripe to pump in the 500,000 what they used to pump in per month for you to get. So you have a bigger pie to eat from now.
Yeah, you get a bigger pie.
You know that company normally sponsor club differently from the restaurant Premier League.
Yeah, man, I know that. I know you have individual sponsor, but what I'm saying
there's still a problem with pay too.
Yeah, but Ryan, it's all about how much they invest in it, right? I can't have my company and say I'm going to sponsor it, and I say, okay, I give you guys $1 million for the season. What I'm doing, I'm trying to reduce my tax. I don't have to pay most tax for the company. So it's all about how much you put in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid point. And I remember the time that you're talking about when they used to introduce players, but how long did that happen for? That was a good move, but how much seasons did it last? What happened to it? Why they cut it out? Things like that. So you have to be consistently putting it out there. They have to do the market research. There is obviously a demand for the product. So put it out there. Sometimes even with that, you can't go see it on the cable. They don't really come on local free-to-air TV. And I understand you have to get the revenue, but you need to get the eyes first. Because when it's track and field time, all Jamaicans, they watch champs. All Jamaicans, not all Jamaicans, but a lot of Jamaicans would watch the national trials and things like that. How many Jamaicans would sit down and watch a national quarter-final, semi-final league and stuff like that? A lot of people don't do it. And there is the need for it, but it's not promoted as much. Because we're not following it throughout the season. We just say, oh, maybe we hear like a Tivoli or a Portmore or a Waterhouse in the finals. You don't watch the whole season. You might watch the final, but you don't understand the context. You don't understand the context of what's going on. All right, this team won, but what bring them here? What was the struggle like? Who get relegated? Who fight who? We just see much. Oh, we say, all right, this player look all right, but we don't have no context behind it. That may be the one match you watch the whole year.
That's true.
That's definitely true. Not just for that as well.
Claude, David, what on?
Yo, what's up, Alex?
Marlon, are you that?
Bless up, Alex. Bless up.
Ryan, big up yourself. Jam, big up yourself.
Big up yourself, Alex.
I'm just chiming with I watch the show earlier and me will not talk, say, you know? And just have to tell him, say, oh, Nicholson, he play on different role line. He play different role line club team from the other day. What guys really watching the game? So The game I come from, I play more in the midfield than a forward. That's why the coach keep on starting him. Even from the highlights from his Instagram that he posted, he playing more a midfield position. He dropping it.
Well, that's only that was only 3 games though. That was only 3 games this season.
But the coach keep on putting him up there because the coach know what he can offer.
Yeah, but that's only 3 games. 3 games is just kind of like an experiment.
So David, you're kind of saying that Nicholson not good.
No, what?
No, listen. The reason why the coach playing him because he knows he have the ability to play up top, and what he brings, he hold up the ball and bring people in the game. Do you watch his games? Since of lately, do you guys really watch his games?
Yeah, I've watched most of his games this season.
Okay, sometimes the coach start him on the wing as well, on the left wing as well.
Exactly.
But it's not.
All right,
and you can see he's improving though, like with his ball control.
I ask you a question. When a player come to play international football is different from club football. I keep I tell you that. When they perform good at international level.
That's true.
You get where I come from? So maybe I read my.
And never we still Alex, I know we agree with what you're saying. And never we still at the Demo Dre. I say championship is a bigger league than the Belgian league. We agree say Shamar step up on the international level, and we agree say him perform not frequently but consistently in his league. And we still know Alex, but we understand say him can be doing more in terms of scoring as well. We're not deny that in terms of the goal return. And we know say him play out of position sometimes in terms of on the wing or behind the striker. But what our argument is that he is the more consistent goal scorer. So it's not necessarily we were the ones that were saying that we want to start Nicholson. Nicholson is our player, man. And we agree say him is a good ball. Alex.
All right.
Yeah, and another conversation as well.
I'm gonna say this clear, like on this show. That see Suriname dropped out right now. They lose against Canada. I don't want to hear nobody talking about Suriname. Because Suriname do not gel. You guys keep on bringing up. I'm not saying you, Ryan. But I'm saying though, people keep on bringing up Suriname, and then we're gonna get this player, Rican Hops, and all of these players. They're not gel, and they're saying the same thing for Suriname. Supposed to get all these players, right?
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the big thing about them. Hold on, let me make a point because I know a lot about Suriname. Okay, hold on. From 3 years ago. No.
Let me finish.
All right, go.
My statement. Go. I heard people saying Hops is better than Taxi, right? Does Hops listen to me? Does Hops have any international play international football yet?
That's true. That is true though.
Oh, Taxi played multiple World Cup qualifiers.
Okay.
Yes,
I know.
For Jamaican when he played qualifiers. Until I see Hops do that in the CONCACAF region, then I consider him as a good player.
Okay, those are good points. But I mean, I'm just the thing that you need to realize is that Suriname have a massive
some of these players
that they can
listen. Some of these players that they're recruiting, some of these are average players. They don't recruit real players. They really want to recruit.
Okay, but have you actually seen them play?
I watched their games.
Which ones have you seen them play?
I watched the guy that was playing at Dartmouth. The guy called Emmanuel. I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Emmanuel Perai.
Yeah. He's average to me, bro.
He hasn't even played, and he's not even being recruited. He's not playing.
But I'm saying though, some of these players they calling up their names. Some of these, even the ones that play against Bermuda Dunks and all of them, they average to me, bro.
Okay, average in terms of what? Okay, let me tell you something. They have players who might be playing for teams in Turkey or Cyprus. Because of their age. They are very good players. You look at Mrs. Bar, Cherry, Dunk. They have a solid team. They're top 10 in CONCACAF just for those players.
Listen. How are you gonna consider them as top 10 in CONCACAF when they don't play against no big house in CONCACAF as yet?
Because of the players they have.
No,
you can't put them behind them.
Like that's not logic. Because the players they have.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but they have a certain level of talent. Because so who are you gonna say outside of the top 10?
David, let me ask you a question. When Argentina
Cuba?
No. When Argentina play against Argentina struggle and they have top quality players that are playing in all the positions. Coming ball, right? You saying that CONCACAF is not easy to qualify? Look at Argentina that struggle. They have all
it won't be. I promise you it won't be.
I'm saying though, if this Suriname team beat Canada, then I would consider them as a serious team. But if they don't beat Suriname, let's talk about them. They need to gel, bro.
Yeah, I agree with
Just like how you guys talk about Jamaica need to gel. They need to gel too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree
They
that.
get
But
half.
what I would
Yeah.
say, though, sorry, what I would say though, if you sleep on a team of quality players, regardless of gel or no gel, they will
Yeah.
punish you. And these players are coming from the Eredivisie. A lot of them play in the club that Ravel was at Den Haag. And if you think that these quality players, just because they don't gel, you can say, oh, it's just like a Suriname, you'll make a sad mistake. That's all I would say about it.
No, I'm not saying
You have
that.
to
I'm not saying.
understand that
I'm not
it's
saying.
not. You have to
I'm not
consider
saying.
all the factors. Hold on. You have to consider all the factors. Yes, they might not be playing together, but do you know what their coach is doing behind the scenes? He's doing incredible things. I've seen what he's doing. What Coach Whitmore should be doing right now,
Bro,
despite
no,
the
because
resources he has. Hold on.
let me get you
Hold
guys.
on, he is doing it. Dean Gorey he's recruiting players. He's making small changes that make big differences. He's doing things that people have never done for Suriname and are not doing for other countries.
Hold on.
Let me
Stop right there. Let me stop right there. Let me give you a good explanation, right? Until Suriname play against one of these top CONCACAF teams, I really consider them as a good team. Right now, they don't play against a top CONCACAF team, bro. They play against a little team. What if when they come against Mexico? They're gonna do the same performance with these players? And we see Jamaica use less power players and beat Mexico. Talk about that. And talk about not because Tapa not talking to the press and not because he's not talking to the public. Don't consider him as a good coach, bro. These players are well motivated. Listen. These players love him, bro. And these players are coming from a professional environment. If you're a coach and you do not have a tactic, if you're not tactically well aware, and you got your players that know the knowledge of the game, they will fight their hearts out there for you. Come on, bro. You have to read this in the game logical, bro. I'm not saying nobody should accept me. That's my opinion, what I'm seeing on the game, bro. When Suriname play against one of these top teams, when I see them play against one of these top teams, then I consider it as a good team.
Yeah, but the reason why we're talking about that is because of the potential. They have incredible potential. And when you look at the players, like how connected they are to Suriname, they love Suriname. It's not like where you have players from Jamaican descent that love England and just throw Jamaica aside, because there's a few that are like that.
Look at that lineup. So look at that lineup right there. That's not a good lineup, right there. Look at that lineup.
No. That's not gonna happen.
This lineup is most likely to happen. I'm telling you. I have sources.
It's not likely.
I'm betting you on so Roof is not coming? Antonio is not coming?
Clark Harris is not coming, probably not.
Bro, Clark Harris is getting his paperwork. And
just because a player is coming doesn't mean that. We're talking about Coach Whitmore. We have to understand he's not going to start all the players. He's not going to.
Coach Whitmore even come up. Listen, Coach Whitmore even says in the article that he needs players. We know
he needs players. He doesn't even have a solid. Hector, Lambert. Come on.
That you don't like Coach.
We don't have any defensive midfielders.
We get that you don't like Coach Whitmore. What I'm saying though, he's a man for the job, and hands down, he's gonna do the right thing. He's not gonna play the attacking style football we like to see, but he's gonna play safe and he's gonna get grind and get results, and that's what you need from a coach that get results. Okay, learn that. Until I see Suriname play against one of these top Mexican team or USA team and actually beat them, then I consider them. But right now, we're just
Alex,
talking about them, bro. Honestly.
Let me just say something here. This Canada versus Suriname game, if this team is true, beat Canada and come out of that zone, it's gonna be a wake-up call for Congo.
Definitely.
But they're gonna get more.
All right, that me say them Marlon. That make exactly say Marlon. You get where I come from?
These are the two teams that I am really worried about right now: Curacao and Suriname.
But now we're about Suriname. We're about Curacao. Curacao have more better players. I'm telling you.
No, Suriname have a better.
Well, you know why I said you. Why I said Suriname a better coach? You're mad than Gusti Dinky, bro.
No man, of course I said they have a better pool. I think a wider pool.
But Curacao play over more than 1 year. Number that them jail.
Yeah. We know they're there 4 years ago, but they're bringing in players same.
Okay then. Them just I said.
Yeah. So these two teams, I'm really concerned because I have both. Because if this Suriname team comes out of that Canada zone, they're gonna make big jump.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly.
I don't think one mean the other, though. You know, I don't think if they beat Canada, it means they're gonna dominate the other teams in Canada. Come on, guys, be real. Canada is not this CONCACAF power. Canada have 1 and 2, maybe 3 quality players, but in terms of a CONCACAF powerhouse, international football is not club football. You know, not because a team might beat Suriname, where they have 2 legs, right? If Suriname beat Canada over 2 legs.
No, man,
One
that's
day.
cool. Like
All
said,
right. If Suriname beat Canada in a one-half match, it don't mean that they would top Jamaica or a team like Costa Rica and Octagon. Just to get that right, because Canada lose to Haiti. Haiti is a good team, right? If Suriname has quality players, Suriname can beat Canada in a one-half qualifying game to go in the Octagon. So it doesn't mean that because if they beat Canada, we should be trembling. I don't think that. I think Whitmore is competent enough, and we have a good team that we can scrape off the likes of Suriname. We shall beat Suriname home and away. It's the only way to
I
qualify
just
for
feel
the
like
World
it's
Cup.
because of the
Likes of
potential.
Suriname home and
When
away.
you see
Canada home and away.
when you see what's going on behind the scenes, I just feel like it's the potential is why they're being talked about, because they have very big potential. But yeah, when you talk about Canada, they only have a couple of quality players. They don't. And when you look at the combination with Lauren, with Davies, with all those players, I mean, they have a very, very good team. Very good team. Lauren is he scored 4 goals the other day in one game in the Turkish league. We can't undermine Canada because they have a coach, they have a team, they have chemistry.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No one is undermining Canada. We know the danger that Canada poses, but what I'm saying is Canada is not a CONCACAF powerhouse. If Canada, regardless of how well the Canadian players are playing in their league, if Canada come up against Mexico tomorrow, or next week, or next year, or 2 years from now, we expect Mexico to win. If Canada come up against Jamaica at any time, we expect Jamaica to be the favorites. That's all I'm saying. I know that they have Jonathan David, Alphonso Davies, and all these quality players. We know that they're quality players. They can punish us at any time. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
If we step asleep, they punish us at any time. They can beat us home and away too. But we shall be the favorite regardless of how they perform in their domestic league because of our pedigree.
But we have to understand that, like,
Canada
go on.
Canada, when it really reaches crunch time and when it really matters the most, they bucket under the pressure. Last Gold Cup, they lost
that's true.
to Haiti. I don't hear people talking about the Asian. Asian have a very good tournament last season.
No, they love to talk about the Suriname team. Right.
Okay, but with Haiti, the reason why people are not talking about Haiti, hold on, is because they don't have enough talent to be able to play 14.
No, you can't say that, David.
What?
Let me speak.
First time I disagree with you.
Just give him a time, make him speak. Let me hear what he has to say about Haiti.
There are 14 games in the qualifiers. Haiti does not have enough talent to be able to have a good sustainable run, and they don't have enough professionalism with their federation. Now they're having some pretty bad issues there as well. So I mean, I don't see them as a team that's a serious threat when it comes to the octagonal, and they have to get past certain teams as well. So yeah, that's why people are not really talking about it.
Yeah, let me tell you this though, David, about Haiti. See, Haiti is on the level of Jamaica most of the times in terms of talent pool. You look at the population of Haiti and the athleticism of the players, the speed, the physicality, they can match us up more than anybody else in the region. The problem with Haiti is not qualifying to the World Cup, That's not the problem. The problem with Haiti is that they can beat you at any time. Home and away, comfortably. That's the problem. The problem is not sustaining the run. The problem is avoiding them. I rather to face Suriname home and away than face Haiti home and away. Because while Haiti home and away might finish 8th, they might beat a Jamaica home and away. So if you look at it from that context, Haiti, yes, they might finish last in the group, but they might still beat a Jamaica home and away because they match up to Jamaica one-on-one, man-to-man in terms of physicality. Whereas a Suriname might be technical, but they might not have the experience. So that's my outlook on it. It's not about qualifying to the World Cup. It's who I would like to face in the octagon. So
I just feel like it's because we don't know what Suriname is really going to look like. That's why I don't, because as soon as they see Suriname, as soon as these Dutch players see that Suriname is doing something, they're going to come over. And that's going to be a problem for anybody. So we don't really know what the team's going to look like, and they have massive potential. And so Haiti have somewhat potential, but they're not getting these players that they have in France or whatever.
You make a good point about the structure and the lack thereof of Haiti. But what I'm saying is that Haiti and Jamaica, when the last time we faced Haiti, I didn't think we have a favorable result, The last time we faced it, we didn't have a favorable result. And I was talking a time when Jamaica was doing very good, very consistent. Haiti always come up with some good 1-0s against Jamaica. So if you look at it from that perspective as well. Suriname coming to CONCACAF, I'm going to reinstate this. Coming to CONCACAF is not the same as playing European football. when Suriname book up on a team like Costa Rica, they're gonna get some fouls, some hard tackles that they don't expect. Watch the match.
We keep on jam, keep on telling them this in the jam. They nah listen to me. They must say me an idiot, me a crackhead. I mean,
they just not understand better, man. They just not understand.
Yeah.
It is a team, bro. You can't play with the Asian them, bro.
You can't play with them. Haiti went to a World Cup already, you know. Haiti went to a World Cup and they went to the last Gold Cup semi-final. So it's not a play team.
Okay, but I'm not gonna use the Gold Cup as something because a lot of the teams don't bring their best teams. A lot of the teams don't take it seriously. It's not really. I mean, a lot of people use it. Our success in the tournaments, you know, we did well in the World Cup. We're gonna do well in the World Cup.
Canada brought more or less what's their A team or what's known as the A team in the Gold Cup, though. And to say that you won't use a competitive tournament to gauge it, what else would you use to gauge the strength of the Haitians? That's the only thing you can use.
Yeah, I mean that is, but I mean it's hard to. Yeah, but here's the thing with the Gold Cup. I mean, what do they have to do? I mean, yeah, they got past Costa Rica, a very difficult team, and you can't just and Canada actually.
Exactly.
So when you look at that, yeah, I mean, you could consider them a threat, but maybe not for 14 games. Maybe they're not going to make it. I promise you. I don't think they're going to be good enough.
I agree with that, though. You know. I agree with that, though, you know, David. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is that just similarly to how they can defeat a Costa Rica and then a Canada, they can defeat a Mexico over 1/2 leg. And what I'm concerned about is they would have the potential to defeat a Jamaica over 1/2 leg. I'm not saying Haiti would make it to the World Cup. Not saying that over 14 games, but in a knockout format, it's the mentality that they have.
That is true. That is very
when it comes to Caribbean derby, Haiti won't take Jamaica and say, oh, okay, they're not going to play us as well. Haiti will be extra motivated to play against Jamaica.
Yeah, it sounds like my microphone is a little bit delayed, so sorry about that. But yeah, so I mean, and the big thing about the octagonal round this time around is you look at a Curacao, Costa Rica, Canada, Honduras. These teams can beat Jamaica any day. That's the problem. We can't just count off these teams. We can't just say we should be making it because it only takes 2 of these teams to beat us away. Lose to America, Mexico, and we're not making it. It could take. I mean, I promise you, it's not going to be easy. There's a lot of things that need to be considered. And these teams are not coming around a joke. It's not going to be like the Gold Cup 2017 or 19. I promise you.
Yeah, so you think Jamaica? Look at it. You think Jamaican players are motivated for David? You think Jamaican players they want to thump out a man to go World Cup?
Yeah, of course. David, you can hear it.
David, look at it this way. Look at it this way, David.
Hold on, Jumbo, before we make it talk. David, you ever watch CONCACAF League, CONCACAF qualifiers play when I kick them, when I thump up one of them back? I saw early disease they play. I saw Netherlands League play. Tell the Suriname players them forget used to their something there. Dirty ball game playing the CONCACAF. They have to learn that, brother.
Yo, it's like you have something against
Sterling. The toughest way name the man. CONCACAF football
it's a rough zone. And look at
they allow them to play. That referee allow them to play too.
Yeah.
It's a different rule. Some people talk about the championship, bro. CONCACAF is the roughest football I've ever seen in the world. Anywhere I watch football.
Are we against Honduras, Panama, Costa Rica when they man show shit water in their face?
Bro, those men are literally trying to kick you. They're trying to kick you. They're trying to bite you. All type of things. What I'm saying is,
let me ask if the Suriname players are really mentally ready for the alliance.
They're not ready yet, man. They have to go through one round.
So first. Alex, who are hype up Suriname?
I'm not really calling names still enough, but so I'm not calling Dave.
I must mean to comment on one post one time, man. Listen, you have to watch out for them.
Oh, I always make Suriname video them.
Oh, I don't quite remember right now still. But what I'm saying, to David's point, you have to look at it this way. If Jamaica can't beat Honduras, Costa Rica, they just don't deserve to go World Cup. It's simply, you know, you not say we're better than them, but if they can't pull up them socks, we know them can do it. If they can't do it, they just don't deserve it. Simple.
Yeah, I mean, of course. So, yeah, I mean, I just hope we get as much quality players and be able to gel, especially during this World Cup.
Jamaica have a lot of quality players, bro. I can tell
that from back. Coming in, already playing.
All right. So, as I said, bro, I just tell you, brother, the man is motivated. Man come from England and go and play in the World Cup. You think the man is real motivated and want to play in the World Cup?
It's not just that. Come on, now. It's not just that. I mean,
Me I tell you,
you look at
David.
certain players, it's different, especially when you're around the other players.
David, me I
There's a
tell
lot of
you.
things. Yeah.
David, me I tell you this, David. Me not gonna tell you now again. Remember when I'm saying Alex I tell you the truth, you know. Now go look at me and say that you Alex I tell you the truth, you know. When all of this surprising, you know, brother. Me know football stay in a football round, you know. You say but the count Jamaica what and JFF I beat JFF fight, you know. Me know me have sources of JFF and JFF a plan behind the door. I'm not gonna surprise. Be a big news that come out soon. Watch. Me I tell you
Yeah, I
this
mean,
right
there's a
now.
rumored list. I saw the rumored list the other day about
Rumor
about
list.
players that are coming.
Rumor list.
Yeah,
I shoot list that. You see, and a rumor
yeah.
list.
Hold on. It had Holgate. It had Tony. It had Hayden. It had all these players on it. Trust me, and you might be surprised. I promise you.
Brother,
Yeah.
brother, when you just have faith, brother, just have faith. You know, like someone like Whitmore. Whitmore is the man for the job, and I can't.
No man, I the wrong audience this man. Me and Ryan, we have say Whitmore from day one as long as you man.
Alex,
Rate Whitmore.
Whitmore
But
just
Alex,
as me I say,
I have no problem with war.
yeah
No,
man,
I have problem with
Whitmore
admin.
record speak for itself. But
The
The
JFF
admin is
just need to just put the people them around him and just back the man
yeah,
and make
that
the man just do the
that
right. That them need to do.
that they need, but them do it still, you know. And then someone gets somebody man negotiate with somebody. You see me? That.
Yeah, but Alex, the thing, Alex,
Mhm.
you have to recruit aggressively. It can't be too lot of time. Because if you look at it,
No,
most of the players have to put the player them
well
feel they
on,
want it.
no. The man will recruit aggressively, but we just don't know. We're making assumptions.
Yeah, that's true. That I agree
You
that.
get
But
me a
what I'm
come from
saying,
because all right, listen now. The JFF, I'm explain. JFF didn't really talk to the person, tell them what really go on. Or people the close and people that make them know say yo that I go on from what I go on. When I recruit aggressively, me I tell you. You see me? And sometimes one day some of these players will really mention and want really come play for me. You have to look into some things like that too. You get I come from some players just want to
Yeah,
wait out for England,
that's not
brother.
okay, but that's not necessarily true because
Boot art.
okay, they're not recruiting players. Let me tell you something. They're not recruiting players. Players are coming to them, and why are they coming to them? Are they coming to them because they found a phone number, call them, or Devin Powder, Simon. All these guys are talking to them. That's why. I mean,
Bro,
the
me I tell
JFF
you
is
now,
not doing any of this.
Ajay, Davis, me I tell you a story. One time me always ask when me was watching the Jamaican blogger, who are giving them information? Me always I say that. Me I say, you guys stop lying, man. Nobody now just a build up thing to get until the inner the thing, Reggie, bro. The amount of information we get, brother. May I tell you?
Can't release some of them, brother, kind of implications on it, brother.
Can't release some of them, brother.
You get where I come from. A whole heap of information, me I tell you.
People from all boat have sent me information. May I tell you?
Yeah, these guys have some information that they can't share. Trust me. But yeah.
But I'm saying still, it's a good time for Jamaica football. So I'm just looking forward to see next 11th the announcement. What the squad they do like for the two friendlies.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. To see maybe Roof, to see Antonio, to see all these guys come together for the first time. I think that will bring hope to a lot of people. We can see that.
When I look on the female side to some top player in the city squad.
Yeah, man.
Huh?
You see the Reggae Girls squad?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Players from Chelsea, Liverpool, Khadija Shaw.
That's a good look, man.
Khadija Shaw.
Because Chelsea went to the Champions League final, you know, and then the female side. So that's a good look if we have a striker from Chelsea.
Yeah,
and this guy from Spurs, Spence.
Goalkeeper.
The players.
Goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But then she go for Lauren James though. Some of the James brother.
Yeah, I heard she wanted to play, but the JFF didn't do their part.
Brother, who tell you something about JFF, brother? We know if JFF really go for these players, bro. You can't just listen to
Yes, I know. I do know that they don't go.
I'm saying though, you guys can't.
I know for a fact.
Alright, show me the impact.
The thing was a different one. The female coach is basically English, Canadian. So, Sky reach out to the players.
True.
So that's a different thing in coaches, you know. So the guy, the press conference this morning, he said he's basically telling you who's coming. Say have four new faces.
Oh, where Simon post. I'm not even don't watch the video though.
But
Yeah.
JFF, why them can't update the system? Them know say nobody now use Zoom again. Jesus Christ, man. They just make everything look back a while, brother.
I guess they want it to be a private thing, man.
They
Yeah,
should have,
why? Why? Maybe they're doing some questionable things.
they should wait and they do it live stream the Zoom call on a YouTube page.
Not
Yeah.
Zoom, brother. Nobody now use Zoom again, bro. They
Yeah,
hardly
nobody
can use
uses
Zoom
Zoom right now.
properly. That outdated, bro.
So they should you think they should do it on YouTube, the live stream on
No,
YouTube?
they should use StreamYard.
Yeah,
They can't just
that's
pay the
what
money and
everyone's
just
using
use
right now.
StreamYard, man.
Yeah.
Look on the quality for StreamYard. At StreamYard, me I use. Why them they use StreamYard? Zoom, nobody know nothing about Zoom, man. Zoom a whole time thing, Bridget.
StreamYard
Yeah,
more
man.
easier.
And if you
StreamYard
look
more,
at if you look at the
StreamYard more.
squads, like whenever they come out with squads on
In this
social
month,
media,
this month, the squad are come out.
This month.
Yeah.
yeah,
Next week, 11th.
whenever they come out with squads on social media, you can tell because the font is from this website called Canva, which is a very basic website. I mean, there's so much better editing software out there that they could be using right now, and it doesn't seem like they're putting in enough work from what I see. And so many things scream that. So many things scream that. It's like people say you don't have any proof, you don't have any evidence, but they reek of certain things like corruption, like can't even run their own social media pages properly. YouTube. What is their excuse? I mean, come on now. This is a joke. This is
But
something that cannot be taken lightly.
David, I think they're just lackadaisical now. As I said, I think they need some fresh minds, some fresh minds in the football. Look at it. If you look at the local leagues over this year, Carver Stewart and all these guys are running the league, right?
Mm-hmm.
For the Premier League Association and stuff. And you see Chris Williams come and form a new body, and people are saying, "Oh, this is not gonna work." What the guy proposed for? They said for this season, nobody getting relegated. They say it's not gonna work. But guess what? You have to look at it. Football is not for parish.
Hold on there.
Kingston is the more players the more parish you can get involved, is the more support you have. So they need some new blood in it. Because if a guy can just come out of the blues and come with these ideas and get this amount of sponsorship, and the guys who were there so many years stick to basically one co-sponsor.
He's a businessman too.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, Ryan. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's why they need to get more like people who already a business person who can easily to deal with business, because that brother, the Jamaican college, went to Jamaica college. You have a lot of good partner with these business,
Yeah,
and it good. But
I
that
look at
show
it.
you how. Yeah, go ahead.
I see JFF they use Chris Deering in the negotiation. Chris Deering, who's a marketing expert. This is a guy you need to do your marketing. Get him involved in it. This guy was in.
If I hear a brother named Sir P, you know a brother named Sir P. Marlon.
Me hear the name. Yeah, me hear the name already.
You need to go check out that brother there. Either them want to do it or they don't want to do it. Simple as that, Bridget. These things we're talking about some little minor thing, brother, and we'll continue. I do stupidness, bro. I don't know, man.
Yeah, and it's not fair. I mean, when you look at the potential, it's like if people know about it, they'd go to tears because for several years, it's like potential was just completely wasted. Things weren't just there wasn't enough effort being put in certain areas. There wasn't the expertise that you need at that level in terms of the importance of their jobs. It's not cool. It's not right, and changes need to be made, like the players protested.
But David, I remember a couple years back, right? I remember a couple years back when I used to follow about the team in qualifiers. You're going to Mexico, right? there's a charter flight going there. The players are flying directly to Mexico.
Right.
When captain is there, man, we're going to Panama to play Panama. The game we draw 3 on the Marlon King and Mika Hyde score. You fly straight in. Go to Honduras, same direct flight. You fly to Miami and sit in the airport waiting. It's a national team.
Mm-hmm. I
Right?
mean,
You
yeah.
cannot be going for World Cup qualifier. You fly in the airport. That's the thing. When the captain had sponsorship from Air Jamaica, from British Airways, from America Airline. So that's the thing about it. They need to go out and make partnership with these people. Imagine, you have Virgin Atlantic and you have your UK players coming. They fly on Virgin, so you don't have to worry about players flying economy class. Everybody business are first class.
True.
These are things they should go out and find. You find sponsorship, American Airline, get these people on board.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many things they could be doing right now that a lot of people are doing. They could just copy other people. What's the problem with that? They could copy what other people. They can look at USA social media page. They can talk to people who are running things. They can do all kinds of things. So many simple things that they can do. And they don't have to use the excuse of not having resources, not having money. Because it's the same old excuse that's been going around for the last 20 years and nothing has changed. So, yeah.
That's the same story that won't change. But guess what? As I said, they need some new blood in the JFA, in the administration department. Because guess what? New ideas need to come and you need to all with new ideas.
Yeah.
Because
And the voting process needs to change because who do you know wants Michael Ricketts as the president of the JFF? Who do you know that wants Dalton Wynn as the general secretary? Who do you know that thinks these people are educated or
I think
qualified?
I think he's the weakest link in the JFF. Your GenSec. Your GenSec is supposed to be a man with contacts who give you energy to make all these links.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to getting players, he's the one, right, from the coast identify and say, hey, guess what? There's a Kemar Roof. I saw him play. I heard he has Jamaican heritage. Can you find out? And you get back to the coach. You say, okay, we need to get him. Get through his agent and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one supposed to pressure and doing all the works.
Yeah.
You have a scout. The scout. You get the information. You get the agent. No, you get the agent details, right? Agent and the club. Because remember, international football. The club has a say in it as well. It's not like they're gonna say, Kemar Roof, come and play.
Yeah.
Because guess what? I am paying you, right? I'm the one who basically own you. So when you're leaving to play, I want to know what. Mm-hmm. So whatever you put forward, I have to discuss with the club. Yeah. Remember when Antonio came out and said he's gonna switch his allegiance to Jamaica. Yeah. What David Moyes said. David Moyes said, no, you can still make England side. The guy said no. Mm-hmm. I'm changing.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at
you want him to continue to stay and don't play. If you don't use him in international break. That's what David Moyes wants.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at John Barnes, right? He was a legend for Liverpool. Why can't we call John Barnes and say, go into Liverpool Football Club and have a little chat with Reece Williams, who can play for Jamaica? Why not?
Yeah,
that's true. Why can't we do that? Why can't we do simple things like that?
We should do them much more early before they becomes a world class player and them difficult to get. These are the young Arsenal player have to approach, the Liverpool youngster. Approach them from very young. They want to play international football from a very young age. Cap them before England do the same thing that what England do. We have to use back mind game and the English FA too.
Yeah, and I heard an excuse from the JFF about now. We didn't bring in these players before because now they're coming and asking to play for Jamaica. You're the one who's supposed to be scouting them. They're not supposed to be coming to you and begging you to come play. That's not the way it works. You need to present, like a whatever. You need to convince these players. You can't just wait for them to come and beg. I mean, come on now. That's not what anybody does around the world.
No. But David, the only players that Jamaica haven't got, and I'm really two players, the Calvin Phillips and Ali Watkins. Ali Watkins was someone who in League Two wanted to play for Jamaica, but they're in 2016.
Right.
They say you need to work your way up the ladder. then they be considered. Yeah, I work my way up the ladder. I don't even look at Jamaica again. I go straight to the England side. Remember, no, when the person is down there, when a guy is young enough and he's scoring goal and he want to make himself available to play for you, you grab him, because guess what? You can see the guy's performance is improving every day. It's not like somebody who's 29 and scoring down there. You say, okay, he can stay there. Once a guy doesn't pass, is in his young age coming up, 22, 23, scoring goals, you get him early. Quality is quality, you know. It doesn't matter. Quality is quality.
Yeah, they do. They do actually. I mean, the fact that it's like now we're bringing in these players. Bobby Reed wanted to play from what I understand a long time.
Yeah,
a long time ago. Why is he just being brought in? It's like, where is Sean Francis? Where's Javon Watson? These are core players that Whitmore had. Where are they now? They're not even playing football. And so it's like they needed to have depth. They needed to have all kinds of things. And it's like their plan, if they had one, is not working. Or, I mean, it's just not fair to people like me who had to sit there and look at the squads and see all these, like the half of the team is from the local leagues. And then seeing them going and facing Mexico's C team and barely even putting up a decent performance. I mean, these things, seeing them, knowing the potential is it's sad, very sad.
I can tell you this, David and Ryan, Jimo, 2019, the semi-final at Nissan Stadium, I was there, right? And when US came out and started running circles around us, I was so excited when they stopped the game with the Lightning. The Lightning started the game. Yeah. And it's after that Jamaica came out. After that, Jamaica came out and found their feet. Because guess what? It was having Low not in the squad, so the organization at the back wasn't there.
Yeah.
And for me, still, that's where I came. I blame Tapa there. Hector is here. Hector and Low should be playing centre half, not Francis.
Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, he didn't really have a defensive midfielder, but I mean, Watson was available. Yeah. He could have had him in the midfield.
You had Watson there. You had Speedy, and you have 2017. You use him, right? You use Lambert as a young player in high school.
That's right.
And you're gonna tell me 2 years down when he has more experience, when he's playing overseas now in a professional environment, right?
Yeah.
You use him against US. We had a standout performance when they beat them 1-0. And you're gonna tell me that you're gonna change it up?
No.
To use. No, you go to 2 centre half, and that's my thing. You have utility players, yes, but yes, if you have to use them, you use them. But when you have a centre half, look at it. Loga took a stupid yellow card against El Salvador, and that cost us. That was basically the difference with the semi-final. Once they beat Panama, and Low got a yellow card in Panama, I gave up. Because I know the defense line doesn't have that strength anymore.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
Totally. Yeah, so if you have the players now, the players we have right now, if you can integrate Low with because basically I think one of the better combination is going to be Low with more. And it depends on with Liam Moore as centre back. Yeah.
Two of them can make a good combination if it's right.
Yeah, but and depends on who you're playing as well. If you're gonna play Mexico, I'm gonna need more for his aggressiveness. Although the Mexicans are very strong in the air, although some of them are very small. If you're playing a team like Canada, Liam Moore and Damian Lowe and Ethan Pinnock will be a good combination.
Yeah.
Because what you need to do, you need to manhandle these Kyle Larin and these guys here, Lucas Cavanagh and these guys.
So Marlon, what would be your best 11 for the team?
My best 11. All right. If Antonio have his paper, I'm gonna start from the front and go back. I use Antonio as a striker, out-and-out striker. It will be a shooter between he and Shamar still. But with I think he has come back and he showed that he wasn't missing or anything like that. But I'll go with him as a big name because you're gonna put fear in people. On the left, I'll go with I will chance Jamalo over there, or I don't know if he'll be comfortable playing out that wide because he basically play a 4-4-2 system. So to put him in a 4-2-3-1 system, put him out more on a wider version. So it will be him out there, or if we're not going to use Jamal, you can use Kemar Roof. Roof is a pretty good winger as well. So we have I play Bobby Reed behind Antonio. Then Leon gonna play on the right hand side. This is gonna be the tricky part now. Ravel Morrison, if he come in the training camp and perform well in the training camp and get his fitness level up to about 50%, 60%, I use him and Lambert in the center. So Ravel will basically play the central midfield, and Lambert be the defensive. Center back, Low and Moore. Left back Taxi. Right back I'll go Mariapa. Blake in goal.
Right back, you go Mariapa.
I'll use Mariapa. Yeah, because Alvas.
Well, Mariapa is one of my favorite players. So
I don't know where Alvas is at the moment. I know he has terminated the contract in Sudan and stuff, so we don't even know what's going on for him. But if they get recruitment players who if we get a DJ Anderson or Kai Walker Peters, well, Walker Peters will fit in for me at right back. So it all depends on who they get. If any person can get their citizenship and they move on from there.
okay, all right. This is my team, and the reason why I go with this team, guys, most of these have their Jamaican passport. I know of, so I go with this team. So Andre Blake in between the stick. I have to pick Andre Blake over Jaden Wright and Amal Knight. I think Andre Blake is one of the best goalkeeper in MLS. People need to give him more respect. When I said this, people say, "Oh, yeah." I don't know, man. People just don't rate their own. You understand? Yes, I know Navas is a very good goalkeeper, but different from Navas, who could talk to Andre Blake in Kankakov? Let's be honest. Let's be real. You
all right,
understand?
where person go person might go and say Zach Stefan because he's at Man City. Guess what? Yes, you're at Man City. It's a two different thing. Your international performance and your club performance, I don't go off it. Right?
Yeah,
if a guy is performing,
remember this thing. Yeah, continue.
Yeah, person have to understand this. For me, the top 5 keepers in CONCACAF, Navas is the first choice. Blake, Ochoa, Stefan, and Boyan from Canada.
Perfect. Guys, make sure you smash the like button, guys. Come on, guys. You have 52 likes, guys. Let's get the video to 70 likes, guys. Come on. If you haven't smash the like button, smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Why not? But this is my team. This is my team. Andre Blake, Damian Lowe, partner with Moore, that's the Reading captain, put in a very good performance against the United States and in debut. I'm going with Alvas Powell at this, regardless of what. He probably have time to change with the team. And then I have Cameron Taxi Lawrence at left back. In the midfield, I have Daniel Johnson, Preston Woolen midfielder. We're going to shield at backline. I have Casey Palmer. I like what I see in the United States game. Ravel Morrison. If Ravel Morrison is not in the team because of personal stuff going on with Ravel documents to travel to the United States. But Ravel Morrison, that's my 3 in midfield. Bobby Real, Shamal Nichols, and Leon Bill up front. If we have Mikel Antonio coming back and getting Jamaican passport, that's going to be a different thing. O'Neal Fisher, all of these player guys. O'Neal Fisher, I have a next list. All of these player guys. You have Junior Flemings, you have some of these players in content to get called up for the Jamaican team. We're not going to know until the 12 or the 11 of this month. We're going to know the real full 100 of what's going on.
Yeah, because remember MLS and USL does start, and a lot of pros have basically said the USL players don't really cut it still. But guess what? For guys playing and performing, we can't really dwell on what they did back then. So if a person is performing, and guess what? When a person is performing, you have to use him that time. You can't really wait and say, oh, guess what? He's hot now, but this guy has more experience and stuff. Let's use him. For instance, if a Javanese, all right, if you don't have the strikers, Javanese have to be in my squad. If Anthony and Roof say, hey, we're not available for Gold Cup, which they say they want to play, so basically, I think most documents should be in place by now. It's almost 2.5 months. So
Yeah, we should get.
Yeah, it
We
makes
should
sense.
get. So everyone or you guys come to agreement that Jamal Nichols is a better all-rounded player than Andre Gray.
well, guess what, Ryan? The guy proved himself on international level. So yes, the guy might be more experienced on a club level, and the age. I'm not going to compare the age because we know what Andre Gay can do, but we also know what Shaman Nichols can do as well. He's my
Definitely.
striker. That's why I said the only way I put him aside, if Anthony is there, I need to put that fear factor on the field. Don't prepare for Liam Bailey. Prepare for a guy who's gonna come and out muscle you, aggressive on you. So there's a Michael Antonio, Leon Bailey, right? You have a Bobby Reed coming at you same way. If Redman is available, then remember that when a coach can go and say, okay, analyze and say, guess what? We're gonna try to use back Liam Bailey down, right? Most of the play gonna go through him, right? When you have four personnel to think about, right? Four big names to think about, you have a different aspect of a game planning for them.
Yeah. I do an interview with Marlon King, I think 2 months ago, and he said, Ryan, the more you have star player on the team, or the more space other player get.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
star player bring star player. So if we get Mikel Antonio doing good in the Premier League right now. You don't think Mason Holgate, you don't think all of these players want to come and play for Jamaica. Why you think so much player on the list right now want to play for Jamaica? It's World Cup qualifier where a lot of people don't understand, It's international football. It's very important, You know what?
But Ryan, for me,
International football, when you retire, you can get sponsor. I am an international footballer, especially when you negotiate the club. I am an international footballer. International footballer get more money playing for him club. He
And you
get
get
more
talk show
money.
too when you retire to Ryan. You get to be pundits
Yes,
and big sport network and all that because you can talk on the international experience as well. So all of that coming right too.
yes. So it's important. Kemara Taxi Lawrence over 50 cap. Mariapa, we still have to give him credit. He's a veteran and he has been doing it rough time, bad time. If
yeah,
we
it's a liar.
qualify for the World Cup, whether or not he has to on
Yeah,
the plane, because
yeah.
this
I
man
agree.
has been showing loyalty from a long time.
And guess what? His performance is always here too. He's a person
Yeah,
who always out there, always fighting for the team. But for me,
yeah.
still, if for me, if Holgate come, it's gonna open a whole different window of English players. You see that door that Mikel Antonio open, the window's gonna get open if Holgate come now. So you have person coming through the window and coming through the door. Because remember now, he's talking about England and he's a person who asks Holgate, why can you guarantee me playing time for England? If you look at England centre back, Stone, Maguire, Lewis Dunk,
Joe
what's his name again? The
Gomez.
guy Joe Gomez, although he's injured, Tyrone Minks, Chachaski from Burnley, right? This guy from what's his name again? From Chelsea, that's on loan at AC Milan, Timore. These players, Southgate has him in front of him, and right back, he has no chance of playing right back there. If you look at Awamba Saka, what he said the other day, he said he want to have a meeting with Southgate because he's not gonna wait put his international career on hold anymore. England is stuck when it comes to right back and centre back as well. They might not be the highest quality, but
One man Saka can play for.
hmm,
We
that's the
can play
thing.
for Oshim.
Um, Democratic Congo.
Best thing that
DR
him to
Congo.
do, man. One
Yeah,
play for
because
the yeah.
so that's why for me still I think approaching like Kaiwata Peters is a no-brainer. Is instant. And he's not gonna say no. Like he know where he's at when it comes to the picking order.
All right, guys. I'm going to wrap it up now over 3 hours. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Jamaican time, I will have Oral Chase on the channel. So look out for that and a
It's a
few more
Liverpool
on the
thing.
list. Yeah. So I have Oral Chase. I went last week Saturday. Yeah,
Yeah.
last week they one of them did have Oral Chase. So I will be having him back tomorrow to talk about them two friendly game and a lot of stuff. So make sure you guys join us tomorrow. Make sure you smash the like button. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow going to be big. 6 p.m. Jamaican time. If you're in the Houston time, it's going to be 7 p.m.
7.
So big up any weather. Welcome back, my brother. Appreciate it. Palmer, big up yourself. Tomorrow is a big day, guys. Look out for it. I'm going to have oral chase tomorrow, so look out for that. 6 p.m. Jamaican time. So let's do it. So until next time, from the boy Ryan LFC, I like to say peace out. To my people, them, what do you guys have to say? Last thing before you leave.
Yeah,
man,
man.
let us
Subscribe
hear.
to the thing. Subscribe to the thing, man. Ryan, good youth, very informative, hardworking, and him been doing this for a long time. Enjoy working him humble down to it. Subscribe, like up the video.
Yes, viewers, subscribe, like the video, and because guess what? You're getting information. All of us want the same thing for seeing the Reggae Boyz 2022 in Qatar. So best of everybody, keep safe. Yeah.
Man, big up.
Yeah, guys. 6 p.m. Jamaican time tomorrow. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Canada, USA. Depending on where you're in the USA. I'm going to have big man where I'll chase it tomorrow to talk about this Jamaica national team. So see you guys later. Peace out.